3, 2, 1, go!
24 top lumberjacks from around the country have competed to become one of the 12 finalists to advance to the 2025 STIHL TIMBERSPORTS US Championship.
STIHL TIMBERSPORTS is the pinnacle of lumberjack sports.
Today, these athletes battle it out in 6 disciplines through 3 elimination rounds in hopes of being the one to be crowned 2025 US Champion.
It's a tough race. 6 events and you can't make a mistake.
Can't wait to get out there and rip some chunks of wood in half.
This is what we call hardcore blue-collar toughness.
Hello and welcome one and all to a very, very special day. This is it, the ultimate event, the STIHL TIMBERSPORTS US Men's Pro Championships for 2025. We have 12 who have qualified here. The crowd is on hand. We got a beautiful location here on Lake Michigan, feeling the breeze today, and it feels very, very good. Part of German Fest, another tradition here in this part of the world, and we couldn't be happier to be in this spot at this time yet again. Big competition on the way, and at the end of it, we will have a new, or maybe a repeating world champion. That's one of the things that's on the table today, but we have got great athletes. Well, so happy to be here with you. I want to introduce myself. I'm Tommy Sanders, and beside me, the expert and analyst lo these many years, Kevin Holtz. And Kevin, I mean, these guys, the 24 who qualified just to get here 3 days ago and go through the pools are great. They have done great things to do that, and especially hats off to the 12 who have passed on to this special day.
Yeah, it's been an amazing couple of days of qualifiers. We've had 3 pools of 8 go head-to-head. We've cut those pools in half. That led us to the 12 that are here today. A lot of heartbreak along the way. A lot of top-notch competitors were left behind, but the best of the best have made it through, along with some surprises. One who is not a surprise, 2024 national and world champion Nate Hodges. Lots of attention, lots of eyes on this man. We watched him just blister his way through qualification to get here to the finals today. He is on a mission. Unconventional swings, mixes stuff up, but he's got a tough road to hoe. There's, you see, Matt Koger, 8-time US men's champion. He is looking as tough as ever, as focused as ever. Some struggles in qualifying coming through, but that's qualifying rounds. In qualifying rounds, you can make those mistakes. You can have a couple fumbles. We can't not talk about Jason Lentz. Jason looked so dominant in qualifying, looked absolutely tough, looked focused. Talked to him a little bit earlier today, just in passing, walking by, and just got like steely-eyed stare. He is focused on the mission at hand and is absolutely gunning for the competition. And one guy that's just been there over and over, he's been so close so many times, and it just hasn't quite fallen together, and he looked exceptional in qualifying. That's Matty Slingerland, 3rd-generation woodchopper, like so many of the multi-generational competitors we've seen out here. But again, something every year just hasn't quite come together for him. This year, it just seems like pieces are coming together. Talked to him yesterday. His head's in the right place. He's calm, cool, and collected. There you see the celebration on the stage here in qualifying. One guy we've got to just talk about, though, real quick, Tommy. I was super impressed with. I know you were as well. Tristan Van Beek. Don't call me a rookie, smashing his way here into the finals. Just an absolutely dynamic competitor, has grown so much over the offseason.
Fun to watch. It's kind of like a look into the future of timber sports.
Absolutely.
With a look at Tristan Van Beek. Well, right now, we need to meet our fantastic host. What a guy, what a career. Titles, records set all over the world, fans all over the world, and a great voice for the sport we love. Here he is. Let's hear it for him, the one and only Super Dave Jewett.
I had to get out of there. There's 12 crazy lumberjacks back there ready to put on a show for you. Welcome, Timber Sports, back to Milwaukee. What a great place to celebrate STIHL TIMBERSPORTS 40th anniversary, the original extreme sport. And here in Milwaukee, Milwaukee German Fest, 45th year largest German fest in the country. Absolutely. What a crazy this is going on day 3 right now. I've lost my voice. Don't blame me. Blame the women that broke 3 world records last night in the women's division. unbelievable. Aaron Lavoie back on top, taking the national title back to Spokane, Washington. We've got the men's division coming up, top 12 men. My name's Super Dave Jewett. I competed in timber sports, oh, by the way, for 25 years. Got that nickname, Super Dave. It's going to be a big day, 6 events. I'm going to have some help. One of the best timber sports announcers in the business. Let's bring him out, Dave Johns.
What is up, Milwaukee? Who's ready to crown a new national champion? Dave, I gotta tell you, ever since 15 years ago when we split into national level series, this is the golden age of wood chopping right now in North America. The most competitive field I've ever seen. I need to hear it again. Who's ready to crown a new national champion? Super Dave, let's do this thing.
Absolutely, and not just the national champion, a little subplot. They're trying to find the 4 best athletes to represent the United States at the World Championships in Milan, Italy, October 24th and 25th. And let's thank our sponsors, STIHL and John Deere. Couldn't do it without them. Also couldn't do it without the 2 guys up center stage calling it to the live stream, Tommy Sanders and Kevin Holtz. Oh, we'll thank the sponsors again. I guess we already talked to Tommy and Kevin. Big thank you to STIHL and John Deere. Davey, I think we're ready to bring these athletes out.
Absolutely, they are chomping at the bit back there. First up, his first time here in Milwaukee, his first time in the finals from Seymour, Tennessee. Let's give it up for Tristan Van Beek.
And from Marysville, Ohio, big round of applause for Grant Foreman.
Made a splash on the stage out here last year from Sheboygan, Michigan. Let's hear it for Dakota Robarge.
Big German Fest welcome from Matthews, North Carolina, Ben Nicely.
Your local boy fan favorite from Hayward, Wisconsin. A big yo-ho for Cassidy Shear.
And who may be the best single bucker the world has ever seen from Springville, New York, Mark Boquin.
There's been a storm brewing all weekend from Newville, Pennsylvania. Let's hear it for Alex Storm.
Severe storm warning. Love that sign out there. And from Walpole, New Hampshire, Trevor Beaudry.
From Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, let's give a big welcome, fan favorite, Maddie Slingerland.
And looking for another national title, 4th generation athlete from Diana, West Virginia, Jason Lentz.
And your 7-time Steel Timber Sports Series United States champion from Grafton, West Virginia, Matt Koger.
You could say that.
And your first
I'm Nate Hodges, the 2024 STIHL TIMBERSPORTS National Champion. There we go.
Well, let's bring him out. Our current national champion, our current world champion from North Fork, California, Nate Hodges. Our head judges, Rich Hallett, Chris Alba, and Jules Jensen.
All right, if able, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, check out the big screen for the overview of our underhand discipline.
Underhand chop. In the past, the underhand chop technique was used to split logs. Standing on a horizontally anchored block, the athletes cut through a 32-centimeter log. The block has to be worked from both sides.
All right, Dave, you saw the athletes coming off the stage. It was a lot different than we saw them out back. They were joking around out back. All business heading off the stage right now to get ready for our first heat, the underhand chop.
Well, they are ready. Let's bring out our first man. Tristan Van Beek versus Grant Foreman. Tristan Van Beek, his first year,
Going to kick it off. First heat, the underhand chop, first of our 6 disciplines today. And Tristan Van Beek, whom we just met in our ones to watch there, is going to be on stand number 1. He'll be going up against Grant Foreman, the veteran. He's been here many times, qualified for these championships before, and he has been here and knows how it works. This should be a good matchup here.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. Tristan Van Beek, the growth out of this rookie in the offseason, let's call it. Our winter is summertime in other parts of the world where chopping is a known strength. He took a tremendous amount of coaching and came back just ready to win. Grant Foreman, an exceptional technician in this underhand chop. He's got to pick up the pace, though. He's putting the hits where they got to go. The swing speed isn't there. Tristan Van Beek, on the other hand, I see a big pile of chips there. Van Beek has a tremendous amount of work done on his front side of the log, but he's also slid that entire face over to the side. Should set him up to break some timber. Foreman looking to break. Oh, he did it! I was going to say he's going to have to go back to the top. Foreman barely edges out Van Beek as we kick off our national championship for the men's division 2025 edition.
Both cuts are good.
Yeah! That's what Grant needed to start his day right there, Dave.
Yeah, Grant's chopping ability has just accelerated in the last few years. Hey, Grant, buddy, I know you've been dealing with some back problems. How's the back today after that crazy round yesterday in the quarterfinal round? You just made it through, powered that block off.
Yeah, I definitely used a lot of fuel tank yesterday. Block was a little firmer than I thought, but thankfully I chopped it clean. It came off clean. That was the key. Unlike yesterday where I had to step off, jump back on, cost me a few seconds.
We had 1,100 fans in the stands yesterday. You got some crazy fans down there. Who are we looking at?
Got my great support staff, my beautiful wife Mandy, my daughter Addison, my good friends Randy, Sarah. Got Clint Davis out there, Cole Armbruster back helping me. Great fan crew.
Congratulations, great job. There you go, Grant Foreman, our leader in the underhand.
Let's go back and have a look at heat number one. These guys were right there neck and neck with each other. It was Tristan Van Beek with a slightly faster swing speed. Both these guys, though, putting the axe where it needs to be. I can't emphasize enough the importance of efficiency. Putting the axe exactly where it needs to be, chasing each hit in will save you several inches of timber that you don't need to cut, or you don't need to recut, I should say.
Well, let's take a look at these times here, which reveal a different outcome than the initial unofficial time. So Tristan Van Beek now listed with his personal best as the winner of that heat in 24.28. And Grant Foreman listed at 25.16, so the better part of a second behind.
Over there in the electronic timing group. They must have seen something we didn't. Look at that jump turn there by Van Beek, and that may be where Van Beek took the heat. That spin turn, again, I think he gained half a second, and he was Grant Foreman a slight pause, stepping on another log, getting his feet set. Again, you have to have 2 feet on the log when the axe strikes it for a legal cut. I love this dude's zen. Look at him just slide through this log and stays calm the entire time. He's never seen to get rattled in these cuts. He has a tough log, he has a soft log, he cuts them the same and gets them to come off nice and clean. All right, Milwaukee, how's everybody doing out there after that first heat? I've got this t-shirt cannon up here. There we go. Who wants a t-shirt out there today? Keep cheering, I got more t-shirts, I got more!
Second heat of the underhand chop, Dakota Robarge and Ben Nicely.
Here we go now with heat number 2 on stand 1. It's going to be Dakota Robarge from Sheboygan, Michigan, going up against North Carolina's Ben Nicely. Dakota breaking through last year for the first time into the finals. Acquitted himself quite well. Finished middle of the pack there, but quite an accomplishment. And Ben Nicely has been here multiple times before in his still young career.
Tommy, it throws me a little bit to introduce Dakota Robarge from Michigan.
Athletes ready.
He's a New York boy.
That's right. Yeah, you're a New York guy.
Claim those Robarges.
3, 2, 1, go!
And as you pointed out, he showed up with an explosion last year. Much like Tristan Van Beek, just blasted his way into the finals. Didn't do as well in the finals as he thought he wanted to do, but holy cow, to make that kind of an impact in the finals at all, and to be back here again a second year in a row. Ben Nicely has one hit, get away from, goes to the bottom, finds those fibers. What a cut from Ben Nicely. Under 20 seconds for Ben Nicely. Put in a massive front face, had the top of that backside just absolutely shoveled out of the back of that log. Left him just a little wing of wood at the bottom. No problem driving it off.
Both cuts are good.
So he's going to be happy with that, get some very valuable points, because this is all about survive and advance today throughout these rounds.
Absolutely. After 3 events, we will lose 2 athletes. Ben, unreal, great swing, great turn to the backside. I think you either picked the right axe, or if you picked the wrong one, you made it look good, buddy. Talk about which axe you choose and why.
No, man, that was the right axe all day. That wood was all there. Yeah, it wasn't going to give me anything, but put in a good cut, didn't change my plan, came right off.
Coming out of North Carolina, you're familiar with these white pine logs coming out of Virginia. How do they vary from, let's say, a white pine log in the upper Wisconsin, northwest Wisconsin?
Man, it's 2 different pieces of wood. 2 different pieces of wood, 2 different edges for your axe, for sure. And then you just got to know what you're doing.
You got a standing block and a springboard coming up. Maybe use that same axe. Big round of applause in the 19-second range. Bent nicely.
Ben Nicely has cut him faster in the past, his personal best around 18 seconds flat, but anytime you're sub 20 when the pine is a little bit firm, and again, I can't emphasize enough, you stick with your plan, nice clean cut. There you see the axe just completely blow through the top of that log, had to just go chase a little bit of fiber down at the bottom, drives it off, clean cut. That is going to get him a nice little pile of steel overall points.
Yeah, a time of 19.52 officially puts Ben Nicely on top of the leaderboard, and a little technical glitch in the first heat. Been revised. Grant Foreman was actually the winner of heat number 1, so he's in second place with 24.28.
He's in 4th. We're going to see how these other athletes pair up out here, Dave.
And we are clear for heat number 3. I'll say, let's bring them out. Cassidy Shear and Mark Boquin.
Next up, former national champion from 2019, Wisconsin's own Cassidy Shear on stand number 1, going up against a tough chopper, Mark Boquin of New York.
Look for big power behind the axe from Mark Boquin, and look for the swing speed of Cassidy Shear. Both of these gentlemen are exceptional axemen. They're going to put the axe exactly where it needs to go.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
You notice how these athletes, they're in motion during that 3-2-1. The axe is on its way to the log, striking right at go. Cassidy Shear, like I said, their speed coming awfully close to his right foothold on the backside of the log. Accuracy as well, though. Look at how those hits are lining up. One got away from a little bit. Boquin has a bit of a murder scene on the backside of this block, and he is now pinched off, nowhere to go. Absolute disaster for Boquin. They're calling it the unofficial timer stop, but he was still swinging. Yeah. So guess what? The time is still going to run. Oh, we talked about accuracy in that first heat, Tommy, and the efficiency of chopping. And I always say, I didn't say it yet, but I always say how it is a strategic disassembly. That was not a strategic disassembly for Mark Boquin on the backside of that block.
Both cuts are good.
Man, Boquin looked like he had something hanging up on him there in the middle of that log. He was reaching too low, finally made the adjustment, but it was 3 or 4 hits too late.
Hey, Cassidy, let's rewind to the quarterfinal round, which happened yesterday. You put an 8-hit front end, and you said if I cut that again, I would have put another 2. What was your pattern today?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to put in 10, but I ran out of wood and had to turn, and did the 10-hit pattern on the back and just... Yeah, I wanted to come off a little bit earlier, but I can't think of any real mistakes there. I'll take it.
Yeah, and a great cut. You really have to take what you can get with these logs. You know, we were talking to Ben Nicely about the difference between West Virginia wood, Virginia, and the North Woods of Wisconsin, where you grow up. How do you feel this Virginia wood is?
I mean, I think it's as even as they can get it, and that's actually all that matters. So.
Thanks, Cassidy. Big round of applause. Let's get Cassidy Shear's time. Watch this guy.
Well, there you have it. Cassidy Shear in the near ground. Mark Boquin in the background. Cassidy Shear just pounding hits into this block. And the angle, there's the angle I want to see right there. He's going to open 2-2. 4 hits, draws a big chip out. And look at how glassy smooth the face is that he's cutting. He is not mishitting. He is not overlapping hits. Each axe blow is chasing the last one in. It's like trying to get a sheet of paper stacked on top of a sheet of paper.
Cassidy Shear official time is going to be 21.32. Puts him into second place as it stands right now. That clock kept running. Mark Boquin having some trouble at the very end there. 29.87 is his time.
He may not make it to the single buck. Let's look at heat number 4 on the other hand. Alex Storm and Matt Koger.
Heat number 4, the underhand chop's going to be Alex Storm. He's been trying to make it to the finals multiple times. This is the first year he's broken through, did it in fine style. He'll be going up against some pretty tough competition. 7-time U.S. champion Matt Koger.
There was a lot of talk, Tommy, about Matt Koger and his performance in the quarterfinals to get here to the finals, and people are saying, he looks a little off, and I go, boy, this all sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It all sounds familiar.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
I feel like we never see full Matt Koger in the quarterfinal rounds. He made it through to the finals, and this is where we're going to see him turn up the wick, I would bet. Alex Storm over on stand number 1, right on Koger's heels into the backside. But look at the form from Koger. Look at the clean face from Koger. He's got some wood there, 1896. Drives off through the bottom. Storm's lost his way a little bit. There's the top, there's the bottom for Alex Storm. A solid time, 23-second run for Alex Storm.
And you know, Nice is in the back watching going, can you just hit it one more time, Matt? No, Matt's recoil. He hits fast, his recoil is just as fast.
Getting into the next hit. Matt's chirping us already.
Both cuts are good.
No, that was the I told you, Dave. Look, right there. He said, I told you. Matt and I were looking at his underhand log earlier today, and Matt, you told me you were going to have to put a full 10 hits in the front. You did think that this log was a little on the drier side. It was still going to cut, but it was a little drier. Is that what you felt?
That's exactly what I felt, from yesterday. I knew sort of to be prepared for a little drier texture and just to put full hits in that it needs and cut it off from the back.
So what was the difference between the log yesterday and the log today? I mean, this was a faster cut for you. What was the difference?
Well, I think it was just that this one just had a little bit more give to it. There is, a level of dryness that you can quantify. And the chips were able to come off a little bit easier. Yesterday, they just kind of wanted to stay in there and didn't want to shift out.
That's awesome, man. I know you've spent a lot of work this year getting your gear right. I know you focused on your axes quite a bit and changed out most of your handles. What are you running this year?
Yeah, I'm running a leather stocking billet, hand split billet handle. They run a few good baseball bats, and they wanted to create a handle, and I was able to work with them, and now they're awesome to work with, and now I'll put them in most all of my axes now.
That's beautiful, man. Give Matt Koger a big round of applause, putting down a smoking time, your new leader in the underhand.
Well, you heard Matt Koger talking about his underhand from yesterday. Did not have the best underhand chop, a Matt Koger-esque underhand chop. Today, though, pulls it together. Maybe an axe change, maybe a little more fire in the belly. Spanning the axe beautifully as he goes 2-2 on the backside. Put a full 10 hit in the front. Best to pay up front. Best to know that front side of the log is 110% cleaned out. So when you get into the back, you're not driving through past the center line of that log.
He's back to full business. Turn the head around. Go do the interview.
There's your score official time for Matt Koger. Puts him on top with an 18.70. And we got 2 more heats left in the underhand chop. And since we have our defending champ on hand in this next heat coming up, why don't we hear about a survey of the underhand chop from Nate Hodges.
Underhand's a little different. We open what's called a 2-2 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big chunk of wood falls out. Now we get into it, and we're just gonna go at it and attack it. And by then I will have understood, like, hey, this is a good log or this is a really crappy log. You know, and the really crappy logs will humble you real quick. If you try to take a shortcut on the front, you're gonna get to the back and you're gonna have a major problem. So you kind of do it on the fly a little bit, but you gotta have a little bit of a plan going into it, but you will make adjustments. And I'm sure that's common for most competitors.
Let's bring out our former national champion, Jason Lentz, and our current national and world champion, Nate Hodges.
Well, here we go. A couple of former champions here. The champ from 21 and 23, Jason Lentz, going up against our defending champion, Nate Hodges of California.
Well, I want to thank Nate Hodges for agreeing with me. You heard in that interview. He must have somehow gone back in time to do that interview after he just heard me talk about Matt Coger's cut.
It had to be some sort of trick like that.
Yeah, but we all know it. You don't want to short yourself in the front where you're cutting through past
Athletes ready.
log.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1. Go!
Good sticks of wood. You'll see these guys try to sneak an 8-hit face in the front, but a lot of these guys will be putting in 10-hit faces. Even if it takes them past center line, they know that they're going to have they've paid up their insurance in the front. Look at Jason Lentz as he attempts to reel in Nate Hodges in the back of this lock. Hodges goes top, middle, bottom. Bottom's not going for Hodges. Oh boy, Tommy.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about stand number 1 as we watch head judge Rich Hallett walk over to that block. Oh, there's the best thing in the world. I tell you what, there's something about standing on these logs. You can feel them separate even if you can't see it. Probably to the camera and the folks at home, it looked like Jason Lentz's block was still together. I'd love to see a tight shot of Jason's block with that last hit.
Both cuts are good.
That's what we like to see right there. 2 good cuts from 2 great competitors. And that Jason Lentz, knowing the block was severed, that is just a veteran move, because I didn't see it shake. Jason, I know you're a veteran of the sport. You felt it, buddy. Talk to me about that cut, because it was fast.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, Dave. Had a couple missed hits, but yeah, it came to the back, and I felt it break in the middle. It was kind of punky wood, so I tried to set that up in the bottom so it would maybe save me a hit. And I think it did.
I think it absolutely did, buddy. We're going to see what these times are. Stand with me here for a second. We'll take a look at this cut. That cut right there, as soon as you made the turn, Hodges was fully engaged, hammering away at this thing. And I'm hoping they're going to show us the cut. They haven't showed us it yet. There it is. But what are you feeling here?
Well, let's watch this head-to-head matchup between 2-time former champ Jason Lentz, current reigning champ Nate Hodges. The speed from Hodges, hands at the bottom of the axe handle, just pistoning that axe into the block. Let's watch this finish though from Jason Lentz. He's got the top cleaned out. He goes into drive. Watch this hit right here. Yep. Now, I've seen 8 times out of 10 where that block will twist a little bit, but there's a couple fibers in there. Head judge Rich Hallett walks over, he grabs the end of the log, he pulls perfectly horizontal. If there are any fibers in there, even a toothpick, it will not pull away horizontally. In that case, it pulled away very cleanly. And Tommy, I mentioned at the end of that heat, you can feel it. You can just feel it in your feet. We can't see it. Jason Lentz knew it. A bit of a gamble, but if he went back and put one more hit in, well, then that's going to count to his total time.
Well, Jason Lentz's time of 20.53, good enough to best Nate Hodges' 21.01. So it's Coger, Nicely, Lentz, and Hodges.
Right now, Nicely in second, Coger still in the lead.
Let's go into our 6th and final heat of the underhand. Trevor Beaudry and Matt Slingerland.
All right, Trevor Beaudry on stand number 1 going up against Matt Slingerland. Definitely one of our ones to watch, as you outlined at the start of the show. All right, a sign for the mustache.
This is Beaudry's premier event. This is by a lot. Yeah, Trevor Beaudry, he's a winning chopper in any country, in any hemisphere, the man on the left.
Trevor Beaudry, the teacher from New Hampshire.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Both these cutters in the mid 19-second range in qualifying rounds. Maddie Slingerland, a 19:31, our fastest underhand cutter coming in there. A little bit of a hang-up, and Beaudry and Slingerland turn together. Championship points on the line. Maddie Slingerland's been so close so many times. Goes back to one more chip hit down to the bottom. It is Beaudry.
Oh, wow.
About one hit below Maddie Slingerland. Beaudry making a statement here in the finals.
Both cuts are good.
You can tell Trevor was whispering sweet nothings to himself, talking about that block.
Trevor, you were anxious to get off the stage, buddy. You're on a roll. Great cut. You had a great cut. There's a reason you're in the final heat. You were ranked the top 2 with Maddie Sling. Talk about that cut. Are you chasing Matt Koger, or are you getting that out of your mind, just cutting your block, buddy?
All I can do there is cut my log, see what the log gives me, see if I can get the pace to clip Matt, but Matt put up a good time and some timber that's stiffer than we've necessarily cut here before. Hopefully that rolls into second, and I'd be happy with that.
You know, there's this fine line of gripping the axe too tight. You have to stay loose, but you have to bring power. How do you get that? How do you find that fine line of staying loose, but also finishing the hit?
It's a lot of chopping, Dave. Really, you know, it's swinging and developing it, figuring out where you make power, how you can stay relaxed as you can be, and still move fast, still hit the log with a lot of power. And it takes a lot of time.
Great cut in front of this big Milwaukee crowd. I know it's difficult to stay loose. If you want to stick around, we can watch the replay. But here we go. Talk to us, buddy. There you on the left.
There we go, side by side. That is Trevor Beaudry kind of in the background. Maddie Slingerland in the front ground. Maddie again had a 19:31 yesterday, but that was a different stick of wood, a different day. Things look good in this going into this backside, but Beaudry was not waiting around. He had a huge front in the log. Got that top cleaned out. You see him, he's already punching at the bottom. Took him 3 bottom drivers to get it off, but eventually found whatever was holding there. Comes off ahead. I think he's going to probably end up second overall. That is a big head start for him. No, he's going to end up third, just barely behind Ben Nicely.
Yeah, Trevor Beaudry's time, a 19.91 officially right there. And Matt Slingerland, 6th place, probably not up to his standards here. And the man on top, the winner of the underhand chop, is going to be Matt Koger. We have one of our 6 disciplines is now in the books here. We'll do the 3 first disciplines, and then we'll readjust the field, pair the field, and move on with the competition, but that's a ways off, and we got some sawing on the way. The stock saw is right around the corner from the STIHL TIMBERSPORTS US Men's Championships. We are into it full speed right now. Yes, one of the things that makes this heady brew that is Milwaukee. Yes, a foaming glass is always appropriate here in this town that is a mix of the old and new world cultures. Just a delight to visit each and every year. We've got one of our disciplines, one of our 6 disciplines under our belt right now, and we are on our way to finding a national champion. Right now, we've put the axes away. We're ready to do some sawing. We're going to pull out the steel saws and get ready for the stock saw competition.
After the starting shot, the contestants have to cut 2 wooden discs, so-called cookies, within a 10-centimeter mark, one downward and one upward. The attempt is only valid when both discs have been cut off completely and within the marks.
First heat of the stock saw, Grant Foreman and Tristan Van Beek. Dave.
Stock saw heat number 1. We're going to have Grant Foreman going up against Tristan Van Beek again. Grant got the better of it in the underhand. Let's see what happens here. With the stock saw, this one is you wouldn't think it'd be such a cause for anxiety, but you You've informed us why that is again and again, and it makes sense.
There is much cause for anxiety, and we actually talked about this yesterday in the Women's Championship. The Women's Championship opens with the stock saw, and I just don't like that. I would rather have a chopping discipline.
Warm up your
blast
saws.
some aggression out. Don't come out here and squeeze blood out of the handles of these stock saws. Have something to get the nerves out. This is such a finely tuned mental event. I don't like it as an opener. I prefer this. It's
athletes ready.
Discipline number 2.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
That said, plenty of opportunity though for absolute chaos. These saws are identically tuned. They're running on the same stick of wood, just cut and turned out. Tristan Van Beek on the right, Grant Foreman on the left. Advantage Foreman.
We did not have a full disc there, number 2 for Van Beek.
Oh, he is just skating down the edge of that allotted 4 inches of wood. We got to make sure he's got at least 2 full discs in there. One is definitely incomplete. And we also have to make sure that that line is intact. Judge Chris is calling Judge Rich over, saying, hey, buddy, take a look at this spot right here. Tristan Van Beek is giving a little pointing and supporting, going, I see crayon, I see crayon.
Yeah.
You can shave the line, you can abrade the line, you cannot sever the line. Now, don't get excited just yet. This means the cut is under review. The head judge saw enough to say, we need to take a look at this, and look at it they will. We also should talk about, there's a video review happening simultaneously over under the scoring tent. There are 3 judges, 2 on stage, 1 under the scoring tent in charge of video review. That, I believe, is the 3rd disc. And what they're doing now is they're matching it up. Tommy, this may be a STIHL Timbersports national champion record. Most scrutiny ever on a stock saw cut.
This is like CSI.
DQ,
stock saw.
incomplete disc. Your cut was good.
Grant, can you just protect us if some fans rush the stage here? Grant, great time. Hey, let's not overlook your cut. A great cut. Buddy, you've made it to the finals. You're in the 12-second range. Good cut. We didn't see many times yesterday below the 12-second. How did you feel it went?
Not bad. It was a safer cut. I didn't push too hard. There'll be some times it'll beat it, but I think it'll probably wind up being in the middle of the pack. The important things, there's 2 on the deck there. That was what I was looking for today. I think I've had 3 DQs or screw-ups in the last 2 series events. So I was telling somebody this morning, I win so many mod saw events and stock saw events everywhere, I can't make 2 cuts with a STIHL 661, but got it done there, so we'll see how it holds up.
Great job. Great job. Get your axe ready for the standing block chop. Tuffy in the standing block coming up. Let's watch that.
Well, here is that run from Grant Foreman up into the wood. Very clean, very quick. A little bit of an angle. He's cutting into the block ever so slightly. Very quick on the transition, very smooth back up through the top, but there is chaos happening in the background. You see there, Tristan Van Beek, the bottom of his up cut. He did not have the saw completely in the wood. It was not a complete cut. Now he goes back with surgical precision. You could read a newspaper through that cut and somehow sneaks in a 3rd cut. Barely got it in between. I think the line was intact because there it is right there. That is that upcut, an incomplete cut. from an operator, you cannot see that part of the log. You're doing it completely on feel. Because the saw abrades the end of the log, it puts a similar load on the chain. You're not necessarily going to feel like, oh, wow, that was way easier.
All right, we'll get Grant's official time here. Oh, look at that. That looks like, I mean, that looks good from my backyard, Dave. That's all I'm saying. Man, what?
Well, there's your official scores right there. Grant Foreman with a time that's been fairly, that's a kind of a sporty time for the way things have been going during the course of this week. And, of course, the DQ for Tristan Van Beek.
6 seconds for Grant Foreman.
Well, especially tough for Tristan Van Beek and Mark Boquin. The two of them were at the bottom of the heap coming out of the underhand. Tristan Van Beek now adds a DQ to that. We talk about the 6 disciplines, but really we're watching those first 3.
Second heat is coming up, and it also includes our 7-time national champion here, Matt Koger. He's going to explain the stock saw for us.
This year, I kind of got the mentality that I'm just going to do every event I can as hard as I can, and then try to do it as if I'm trying to win the event, the disciplines. So, and then at the end of the day, if that helps and the points add up, then I'll be the winner, and that'd be good. And if not, then at least I can say I've done everything I could to try to win it.
All right, our next heat on position 1, Matt Koger taking on Dakota Robarge.
Dakota Robarge is going to be over on stand number 2, and Matt Koger, actually, he was more explaining his philosophy for this entire competition here. Good to hear that as well.
Yeah, and transitions. Yeah, Matt Koger wants to shake up the edges.
Well, again, Matt Koger not having the best qualifying runs coming in here.
No.
I don't know if we just were seeing 7/8 throttle Matt Koger. But normally you wouldn't see him seated in heat number 2 in the stock saw. We'd expect to see him a little bit higher than that.
Warm up your saws.
It may look a little different today.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Very quick from the wood, down to the saw, back up in again. Matt Koger putting on a Herculean effort here. Dakota Robarge, though, cutting out. Oh, he felt it. He knew. He's going back to redo that cut. Dakota Robarge just saved himself a DQ, saved himself the time of making that second entire cut. Cookie cutter scenario to what we saw with Tristan Van Beek in the previous heat, but Dakota Robarge somehow tuned in, knew that was going on, pulled the saw back out, reshot that cut.
Both cuts are good.
Excellent job by Robarge, keeping his head in it.
Yeah, you can breathe now, buddy. You know, when you got your ear protection on, sometimes you get. When I used to do stock saw, you could hear the heartbeat just pumping in your ear protection.
Feel that.
Let's rewind to yesterday. Things can happen, and they did with you.
Yep.
You went down for the top handle, the one hand grab, you engaged the chain brake, and things just spiraled from there right on before go. I saw you just glaring at that top hand right to the last second, hands on the wood. Perfect entry into the log.
No, it's just a little bit more focused today. You know, just put the mistakes in the past, but learn from them and just move forward with those cuts.
Can that just be complacency in the quarterfinal round?
Yeah, it could be that, or just maybe just those little extra nerves going into it where you're just like, oh, we're new today.
This guy always finds a new gear in the final round, Dave. We were talking about it. Great job, Matt Koger. Your best event that you hold the world record in, standing block, coming up next.
That's my favorite.
All right, big round of applause, Matt Koger in the 11s.
Here we go, Dave. Let's check out the replay.
Well, a much cleaner run for Matt Koger today. Trouble for him yesterday. Ran like a 22nd time or something yesterday in the stock saw event after locking up that chain brake. Clean runs today. Dominant finish. Wally Robarge, listen to me. Dakota Robarge on stand number 2. had the peace of mind, he knew he was cutting out on that upcut, went back and reshot. He actually pulled a 17-second time. That's going to get knocked down a whole bunch, but it will not be an incomplete disc. It will not be a disqualification.
Yeah, he gets a time with it. That's very important. 17.19 has him in third place. That won't remain in third place. But will Matt Koger's time remain on top? Pretty good time, 11.75 officially.
PGA 250 blowers, the BRA 600 electric blower. We'll talk more about them later. Let's bring out the next two combatants in the stocks on Nate Hodges and Jason Lentz.
Nate Hodges, defending champ, going up against Jason Lentz, former champ, two-time U.S. national champion. Should be a very good heat. Number 3, exciting heat 3 in the stock saw.
Well, Tommy, to answer your question a few minutes ago, no.
Warm up your saws.
No, I don't think that time for Matt Koger's going to hold. We got some really tough operators coming up.
Okay.
It's a good time, firmer sticks of timber, but there's just too many good operators coming up. I don't think we'll be down to the 10s, low 11s. I'll take low 11s.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1. Go!
2 of those operators on stage now. Wow, the speed from Nate Hodges off of that block down to the saw. He is first down through the wood as well. I think Jason Lentz, though, is reeling him in. It may be Lentz. No, it is Hodges still. Hodges with just blistering speed getting down to that saw. Like, this is the equivalent of a drag race, and you don't want to waste time sitting on the line, as they say.
No, I think he's the only one. This is so Matt Koger just laying down the fastest time of the weekend. Lentz, though, right behind him, he's sliding the number 2 spot.
Both cuts are good.
Nate Hodges so fast into that log, Dave. Those fast twitch muscles are real on that dude. He is just so fast in everything he does.
Yeah, and again, Jason Lentz, 4th generation athlete. Actually, Jason, quick word. What were you and Rich Hallett speaking about right as you left the stage?
Nate and I were on the wrong stands. He was supposed to be on stand 1, and I was on stand 2.
So they're going to let it go considering the identical logs. That's a great, you notice that and you have to address it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, but that's the first time that's happened. I don't know. Just miscommunication, I guess.
We'll look into that. Thanks, Jason Lentz. Thanks for the quick word. Nate Hodges, you high-fived me yesterday or 2 days ago after you broke the world record in the hot saw. My shoulder is officially broken. This is one of the strongest athletes in the world, but this is a finesse event.
Yeah, strength don't get you anywhere on this one, Dave, unfortunately.
Talk about that cut.
I'm not going to lie. There's more pressure on that stock saw cut than the entire day combined for me. It just, I think everybody knows, whether it's the women rookies or the pro men out here, it's a tough one because we all want to go fast, but you can't push it too hard. Everybody watching out there on the big screen is probably going, oh, we could do that, and you're damn right you can. But man, when you get on this stage and you try to push every little thousandth you can out of it, mistakes happen, the pressure's there, and you need those points to try to win today. So it's a gut wrencher for me, actually. I'm glad it's behind me.
I appreciate another great interview from Nate Hodges. Big round of applause for Nate Hodges.
Look at how fast Nate Hodges was on the go and down to that saw. Both these guys head-to-head through the wood. Super smooth transitions. Just Hodges all the way, just barely ahead of Jason Lentz. 2 exceptional operators and a great race between these 2 competitors.
That lead, he just held that lead. Jason Lentz saying, hey, I was supposed to be on stand number 2.
Nate Hodges with the win in the heat there. It's going to be good enough for second place. 12.05 his official time there. Jason Lentz a time of 12.71. So for now, Matt Koger's time, 11.75, remains the top.
11.75. I mean, that's a massive, massive cut. So some athletes like, do we survive the stock saw? Like Hodges just said, do you survive it? Do you attack it? Do you say, there's no way I'm going to get to the springboard? I don't want to be the one of the two knocked out. I don't really think there's a different speed for these athletes. When they hit the final stage, they're going full bore.
Need to go full bore right now. Especially that guy on stand 2 needs very valuable points here.
Mark Beauquin on stand number 2, stand number 1, the 2019
Warm up your saws.
U.S. National Champion Cassidy Shear. Doesn't like the hot saw so much. I assume he likes the stock saw. Maybe doesn't like that so much either.
Like it or not, Tommy, here it
He's
goes.
got to do it.
Ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Mark Beauquin with a one-handed grab. Cassidy Shear with trouble at the start of the log. I don't know if that is going to be a complete disc. He kind of raked the chain across the top of the log on cut number 1. Beauquin, I don't know about his second cut. Yeah, there's trouble.
Both sides?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, boy.
I saw that scrape from Cassidy, and then I looked back to Beauquin, and I saw him have like a bit of a double clutch. There you see them working on that one. Boy, a DQ for Beauquin, it almost cements he and Van Beek as the two that will be eliminated at the end of our third discipline, right after the standing block chop. They were in the bottom of the heap after underhand. If they both have DQs, it's unfortunately going to make a very clear scoring decision. And again, this is not an automatic disqualification for either of these guys. It just means it's under review. I said before, we have 2 judges on the stage, 1 off the stage with video review.
We are waiting for a decision for somewhere else, obviously.
See, they have communication between our judges on stage and our video judge off stage. The cameras, not our television cameras, but the scoring cameras.
Those are different.
Are just absolutely laser focused on critical points. The top of the log, the end of the log. Oh, they are going to the tent.
Oh, this is going to take a bit here. They're going to look at a video. We'll take this opportunity to look at the video as well.
I want to look at a video. Watch the start here, Tommy. I think, see him dance around there, and you can see it clear as day in that video, that little chip taken out of the top. So that would be an incomplete disc. Now, if a thin disc falls on the stage and it breaks, and you can put that piece back into place, I believe that's the only point of contention for Cassidy Shear, is the top of that first cut. Beauquin, on the other hand, if we can cue up Beauquin's run. And here's Beauquin. Mark Beauquin in tough shape coming off the underhand chop. A little bit thick on that first disc, but looks great. Now watch right here at the bottom. There it is. Yeah, and again, smashing into the bottom of the log, erodes the bottom of the log, finishes the cut. Again, this looks so easy to watch from home. Like, how hard is it to make 2 cuts with a chainsaw? It's not, but to make 2 exceptionally fast cuts.
DQ, incomplete disc.
Well, that will be unpopular with the crowd here, but exceptionally clear in terms of video evidence.
You know what? You're getting an interview. You're such, I don't know why you always make me laugh. You always punch me in the arm afterwards. Mark, talk about that upcut. Was that difficult to see? You have to be speedy into the upcut. You blew out the bottom. Were you aware of that?
Well, yeah, that's why I retook it for the second time to make sure I had enough. But my first cookie was a little thick, so I didn't have much to play with. And I thought I was good, but apparently not. So.
All right, thanks, Mark. Thanks very much for the interview. Mark Bookwood, unfortunately.
Here it is again, Dave.
Well, let's look at this run from Boquin one more time. As he goes up in the bottom, he shaves the edge, and then tries to run up through and get a complete disc. Unfortunately, though, if you could see that disc on the stage, it was not a complete circle. It was not a complete disc, and it turns into a disqualification. 3 DQs now. That just shows you. I mean, these athletes are exceptional operators, but they are just pushing that hard. They're pushing the envelope a little too far.
Yeah, pressing is problematic in this particular discipline for sure. Let's take another look at Cassidy Shears.
Yeah, much
DQ.
more subtle. Pop, 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 pop. There it is. Just eroded the top of that log, dancing around on the top of the log, and that's it. That's all it takes.
Well, you hate it when the yellow laundry comes out, especially when it comes out on both sides. 2 DQs, Matt Koger still on top. Alex Storm in our next heat talks about this event.
My best event was the stock saw, and historically that's been my worst event. So I spent a lot of time just training the basics of stock saw this year, and I had some really good runs at some smaller competitions just leading up to STIHL. If you've got a weak event in this type of atmosphere, you're probably not going to be all that competitive. You need to be consistent across all the events. So that's what I strive for, is just consistency in all the events. Something's going to go my way, something's not going to go my way, and hopefully at the end enough things have gone my way to make enough points to get through.
Two more heats left to go here.
Heat 5 of the crazy stock saw, Alex Storm and Maddie Slingerland.
There's Alex Storm, having his best year ever at these national championships. First time to make it to the final day, going up against tough competition there. Matt Slingerland.
Yeah, the 10.75 from Matt Koger is holding up better than expected, but it's not hard to hold up when some great stock saw operators just DQ.
Yeah, well, you got 3 of them out of it.
Yeah,
made it easier.
Maddie Slingerland,
warm up your saws.
This guy is a technician. His father's a technician. They run training camps. They talk so much about stock saw, breaking down all the elements, as many of these competitors do. He's on my short list. If a 10.75 is going to fall,
athletes ready.
It could very likely be Maddie Slingerland that does it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, Alex Storm, rookie nerves getting the best of him. He goes down and grabs the chain brake. It did not lock the chain brake, though. Maddie Slingerland, though, on stand number 2, not waiting around, rips off. He's going to be well outside that 11-second mark. A 12.53 showing for Matt Slingerland. At 10.75, I don't know. That's stronger than I thought. I don't know if nerves are getting to guys. Matt Koger can't be that good, can he?
Can he?
Both cuts are good.
Wow.
Well, we'll see it on the replay here. Let's talk to Maddie Sling. Cool as can be, my friend. Great cut. You know you don't have to win the stock, so you got to be right there to advance your strong events coming up. One of the best springboard choppers in the world. Watch this in a few minutes. Talk about that cut, and you see the mayhem that's been happening in the stock saw.
Yeah, first, Cassandra, I love you. Thanks for cheering me on so loud. Yeah, I just was a bit heavy, Dave. I
had a reasonable start and just tried to keep the pressure pretty consistent. I got a little heavy at the bottom, anticipating the switch, and then a little heavy right off the bat, corrected quickly. But I'll take third all day, baby.
Here's your upcut right now. 1 heat to go, my friend.
Thanks, Dave.
There you go, Matt. 1 heat.
It is not in third yet. Not in third yet. We got one more heat. A couple toughies in the stock saw coming up.
Here's a look at that run from Alex Storm. He was making butcher block tabletops once he got up there. Grabbed the chain brake instead of the top handle. And what we see quite often when that happens is it knocks that chain brake forward, locks the chain solid. The chaos kept going though. He actually missed on his switch for the upcut. And then look at the narrow margin.
Close.
I mean, just right down the line, literally right down the line. Alex Storm did get a time, not a great time, but he's going to post points. That's going to become important when we start moving into cuts.
Yeah, Alex Storm running up in 6th place now with a 14.68. And Matt Slingerland says, I'll take third. At this point right now, his official time of 12.35, still on top. 11.75 from Matt Koger.
Points over Alex Storm, now sitting in 6th. Maddie Sling in 3rd.
Good job cleaning up the deck with those handheld blowers, the STIHL BGA 250, and the backpack blower, the BRA 600 STIHL electric quiet blower.
Yeah, that has made our life so much easier up here, not having to talk over gas-powered motors. You hear how silent those lithium engines are and those lithium motors are in these saws, or in those blowers. They're fantastic. We saw those lithium chainsaws up on the stage earlier too. We were able to have just a normal conversation around them. They are sweet.
Final heat of the stock saw, Ben Nicely and Trevor Beaudry.
The 2 top seeds in the stock saw about to take to the stage for the final heat in this second discipline of the day. Ben Nicely of North Carolina, personal best of 10.87 over there on stand number 1, going up against Trevor Beaudry. His career has definitely been on the upswing for these last 3 or so years.
Well, Tommy, my good name rests on the sawing ability.
Warm up your saw.
Yes, I'm afraid it does. Kevin, I was going to remind you in case,
I know you
had forgotten.
I beat you to the punch on that one.
All right. Touche.
I look at that field, I go, 11.75, and that's a good time. But yeah, these guys.
But no way.
There's other ones.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Smooth, clean, nobody's grabbing chain brakes. We're up in the wood. Beaudry is quick through the wood as he rocks the saw a little bit. Ben Nicely looking exceptionally clean as well. Nobody is going to be able to touch that time of Matt Koger.
They dropped that time for Nicely. He may slide into the number 2 spot. Right now they're going to get the exact time of when that disc dropped for Nicely on 1. 12:09. I think that may put him in second. What a cut.
Both cuts are good.
All right, pulling in Ben Nicely here. Dude, what a run in the stock saw. But at the top, you got pretty aggressive with it. I heard the motor pull down a little bit. That was gutsy, buddy.
It was the same thing yesterday. You just got to learn the wood. You got 1 to 2 seconds to learn the wood. And sometimes I go a little hard, but honestly, I'd rather be a little bit hard than a little soft.
Absolutely, buddy. And you said yesterday, you got to attack this. I think right now this could be good enough for second or third place. How does that make you feel after 2 events?
That's what I need. I need all the points I can get right now.
Absolutely. We'll get into your power events after these big 3. Give it up for Ben Nicely, everybody. What a cut in the stock saw.
Well, I'll be preparing my letter of resignation, Tommy. Obviously, I don't know anything about
No
stock
need.
saw. Yeah,
No need.
Matt Koger, congratulations, man. That's apparently it was a better time than I thought. I would have bet a couple guys would have snuck in. The closest to do so, though, was this run here by Ben Nicely, coming in just over the 12-second mark. You heard him talk about in the interview, he'd rather just be a little bit aggressive with this saw, pull it down and lift up. Sometimes you don't know what the saw will take until you you push a touch too far.
Been nicely. That's good points right there, though. Third place, and it's all said and done in the stock saw 12.09. And there it is, the man on top, bang, bang. The two first disciplines owned by the 7-time champion, Matt Koger. So that has an effect on the overall standings, as you would expect. A pretty decent lead early on, or early days in this one. 3 points ahead of nicely. Nate Hodges, defending champ, in third place, back there at 19 points. Jason Lentz, another former champ, rounding out our top 4 with 17 points.
There are nerves going on out here.
All right, we got flags, we got t-shirts, we got all sorts of stuff we want to give away over here. Who wants a t-shirt out there, Milwaukee? Oh, there's got to be more than that out there. I saw some flags out there. Wave those flags. Let's hear it. Keep it going. I'm telling you, I got to hear it. We got some distance on that one, so all right. In the back rows, I gotta hear it. I might be able to get it that far. Let's go. And I know the people up front, Dave, I know your arm's not as great as it used to be. Send some to the front. I can't shoot this thing at you guys. This thing will knock you down. That's how you throw a t-shirt, Dave. That's how you throw a t-shirt. I got one more. Who wants one? Who wants one? I love the passion over here, but what about over there? Oh, they did it. Absolutely. What a catch. Sign
Ladies
them up
and
for the
gentlemen,
Brewers.
take a look at the big screen to check out the standing block chop.
Standing block chop. At the standing block chop, the felling of a tree with an axe is simulated. A vertically positioned wooden block with a diameter of 30 centimeters has to be cut through both sides. A powerful and precise swing with the axe is the premise of a good result.
First heat of the standing block chop, Trevor Beaudry and Mark Beauquin.
All right, discipline number 3. This is critical here. The field gets paired significantly after 3 disciplines are complete. Heat number 1 going to be Trevor Beaudry from New Hampshire up against New York's Mark Beauquin. Mark Beauquin really needs to do something pretty big time here. Pull a rabbit out of his hat.
Even that, Tommy, may not be enough.
Yeah.
Mark Beauquin is just the
Athletes
nicest guy
ready.
you could ever meet. It breaks my heart to see him in this position.
3,
Best
2,
case scenario
1,
for Mark Beauquin
go.
right now is just to lay waste to this standing block chop and be a points disruptor. Trevor Beaudry has a great looking cut going on in the background. Beaudry around to the back. He probably could have cleared a little more wood on that far side, but I think he's got the right axe, the right block, and he'll just drive it off near. Now he's going far. He's crippled it. There it is. Trevor Beaudry showing a 1946. That is the best we've seen all season.
And just a Mark Beauquin right on his up-hit line. That downhand, he was about 4 inches below his line, short of the chip, and it just magnified the troubles from there.
Both cuts are good.
Well, Trevor Beaudry just glaring at his log after the block was severed. Trevor, we talked about the changes you made. Stylistically, you made some adjustments. I believe you told me it's the timing, the release. I saw you when you were warming up. You're holding that head back a little longer, creating that acceleration. Talk to me. Tell me if I'm right on that, bud.
Yeah, a lot of the standing block it's keeping that axe head back so it kind of explodes into the log, and you kind of preload through your hips, almost like a golf swing in sort of a way where you preload through the hips, and then that tension pulls through the body, and that then creates like almost an elastic whip type motion. Just looking at it after, knowing where I could save some hits, but that'll be a decent time.
A great time, sub 20 seconds. These logs are tough. You really got to work at it. Stick around if you want to watch the replay. If not, we'll let you rest. But I love it. I mean, it was amazing to just watch you find a whole new level last year. We had some with single elimination chops. You were right there with Jason Lentz. Everybody said, well, Trevor changed something.
Yeah, so last year I was in a pretty good vein of form. I'd say I'm not quite there this year. I'm cutting pretty well, but not quite the same level I was this weekend last year. But that was still not a bad cut for me. We'll see if they give us the...
Yeah, we will get the replay in just a moment. Here we go, bud.
Here's a look at Trevor Beaudry in the near ground, Mark Boquin in the background. Really a tale of two chops. Trevor Beaudry, a nice clean front in this log. Mark Boquin in the background got a little pinched in the far side of the first face of that log. See all that wood down below his top line. Boquin gets in the back, starts driving one of the guts, reaches over far, severs those fibers. Wasn't sure where it was holding up, but punched it in the guts one more time, found those fibers, broke it off. Good finish for Trevor Beaudry. Not his personal best time, but we're not really looking at personal best time timber here this weekend.
Trevor Beaudry, the elastic whip type action there. That's a good term. I like that. Good enough to put him in first place. A time of 19.25 has him atop the leaderboard.
Yeah, look at that time. 19.25 seconds for Beaudry, current leader in the standing block.
Let's bring out a second heat of the standing block. Tristan Van Beek and Dakota Robarge. Van Beek.
Heat number 2 just about ready to go here. Tristan Van Beek in his first trip to these national championships will be going on stand number 1 against Dakota Robarge, who really had his breakthrough experience here at these championships last year. Went on, did well in North American Trophy competition. We kind of sent him on his way last year. Made that big leap.
I was exceptionally impressed with Tristan Van Beek in the springboard, the standing block.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Very tough sledding, though. He is in the Mark Boquin clubhouse, unfortunately. Yeah. Wow, look at this cut from Dakota Robarge. Super clean, chasing each hit in. These guys turning in sequence. Van Beek also looking good, looking to drive one near, one far. It isn't going. It's Dakota Robarge. 17:24 for Dakota Robarge. Pump that fist, buddy. Season's best time, a personal best time for Dakota Robarge.
Both cuts are good.
And we'll get a quick word with Dakota Robarge. Again, Dakota's first year in timber sports was on this stage last year. Dakota, tell us about that cut. How does this year differ in your mind from your first year here last year in timber sports?
Well, you know, I've kind of been doing it my whole life, so I just try and go out there and do my thing. Yep. And Tristan, he's a good competitor, and he's been laying down some good times in the standing block. So.
Yeah, you knew you had to go. It looked like Tristan had a couple scoops in the backside. Your up hits were precision, very flat. How important is that? When you stair step, as we call it, you really do lose penetration of the axe.
Yeah, you hit too straight in, and the axe doesn't go as deep as you want. And then if you do that, your drivers don't meet up, and yeah, it's hard to drive it off.
All right, thanks, Dakota. Big round of applause, Dakota Robarge.
Here's a great look at the front side of Dakota Robarge. As Dave Jewett says, we don't like to see stair steps. We want to see it just one smooth sheet of glass. It's exceptionally hard to do. You're bound to see stair steps, but obviously you want to avoid it at all costs. Dakota Robarge into the back of this block. Both these guys were driving together. It was just Dakota Robarge one swing ahead of Tristan Van Beek.
That's a great cut. Yeah, that might be his new personal best up here. There it is. Love the emotion there. Exactly. Tristan knows his day.
Good stuff and a good race between two guys who make their living as professional lumberjack sports athletes in popular shows here in the States. Dakota Robarge, though, getting the best of that one. A time of 17.01 has him in first. And Tristan Van Beek, his official time, 18.32, second place.
Heat 3 of the standing block chop, Cassidy Shear and Grant Foreman.
All right, here we go. Cassidy Shear still reeling from a DQ in the last discipline. Going to be on stand number one, going up against Grant Foreman. Grant Foreman trying to hang in there in our top 8. Very, very important.
Grant Foreman, former world record holder in this event on a 10x10 up in Maine. Watch for the power, the accuracy of Foreman on their right, the speed of Shear, the massive swing of Shear.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Lots of pressure, lots of attention on Cassidy Shear. That DQ in the stock saw puts him on the chopping block or very near the bottom of the pile. He has got a race going on. Grant Foreman around the back of this block honestly is cutting a cleaner log. Cassidy's got his work cut out for him near far.
Oh, wow.
Cassidy Shear drives off so clean in the back, showing a 17.9. Should nest him in right behind Dakota Robarge. What a finish from Cassidy Shear.
Much needed.
Yeah, he's definitely on the chopping block. We're looking at 4 competitors leaving us after the standing block run. A DQ, like losing a third of
both cuts
points.
are good.
Tough.
No, luckily it stayed
Boy,
right in the
was...
center of the scarf, and it didn't get in his way. Didn't deflect the axe at
ask him
all.
about that. Go be give him an interview, my friend. Cassidy, boy, I'd love to hear that. He timed that go perfect.
Cassidy, one of your favorite events, the standing block chop. You couldn't wait.
It's not my favorite event anymore. I've had the standing block monkey on my back for the last 3 years, and I exchanged it for the stock saw monkey.
Oh, that's now your favorite event?
No, it's the event that plagues me here in the STIHL TIMBERSPORTS finals.
Well, what did you see in that cut? I mean, you had that big chip hang in the back, but you avoided it and still were able to deliver a great cut.
Yeah, I haven't cut an 8-8 standing block here in 4 years. And that's kind of the benchmark, and it's going to be middle of the pack, and I'm happy about that. So,
Cassidy, I know that you've got a lot of fans out there. Who would you like to thank for being here?
I want to thank my girlfriend, Erica. She's so supportive. And also, a unique thing about Timber Sports is I want to thank all the guys backstage. Yesterday, Pool B, I had 3 or 4 guys in Pool C or Pool A say, hey man, do you need a hand with anything? I had a hot saw issue earlier. Nate Hodges was right there, said with his tools and his help, and got me situated again. A bunch of great guys. Keep on cheering them on all day here.
Cassidy Shear, everybody. Great cut here in the standing block chop.
Well, Cassidy Shear chopping for his survival here in the standing block. He needed an exceptional cut. He needs as many steel overall points. Watch him open this 1-and-1, starts chasing corners, but that big slab of wood is just hanging in there. It eventually clears itself, punches it near, punches it far, drove off a tremendous amount of wood. We love to see that big pig's ear sticking out of the bottom of that block. That means he drove off into fresh, clean air, did not stuff the axe into the bottom or the stump of the log.
Official time of 17.74 for Cassidy Shear. Has him in second place as it stands right now. We have multiple heats left to go, 3 of them specifically, and he can just only stand by and watch and hope that time and that position at least holds up or something very close to it.
Storm warning, Alex Storm and Ben Nicely, heat 4.
Alex Storm going up against Ben Nicely. Ben Nicely, pretty decent day here today. Alex Storm has had a few bumps in the road along the way. Did a great job of qualifying for these finals for the first time, so that's a breakthrough already for him this week.
Yeah, Ben Nicely, I'd say more than a pretty decent day.
Yeah, he's great.
You looked at my cheat sheet over here. I did not have him sitting quite so high in the standings. Not because he's not a great cutter, but this is the 12 best of the best in
Athletes
the nation.
ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we'll see if he can still carry it with discipline number 3. A little bit of a hang of the axe for Nicely in that opening downward drive. Alex Storm putting in a really clean cut. Both these guys around clean upward drivers. Textbook chops, 8 hit fronts. Who did more damage in the front though as we go to the back?
Wow! No!
Ben Nicely had a cleaner front side. Alex Storm, I don't know, just a little more aggression, broke a little more timber, slightly faster swing speed. I'm not sure where he found that fraction of a second, but that was all he needed. Look at the back side of Alexander Storm's block. He is chewed into the guts of it with a big wing of wood on the far
Both
side.
cuts are good.
Both these guys, smiles on their faces after that cut.
Comes Alex Storm. What's going on with you this year, big guy? Boy, you were lighting it up. We were talking about the earlier tournaments this year. You raised a lot of eyebrows with your standing block chop and another great cut. Talk about that.
Yeah, I'd say standing block is typically my best event. It has been my favorite event. I can use my length of my body, my hips, to try to create a big arc with the axe. As long as I use my height and reach high, keep the slope, these axes can do a lot of work in the log.
And tell us about how you started in the sport. Who coached you in this standing block?
Yeah, so I started competing at Penn State Mount Alto as a college competitor. I had 2 great coaches, Craig Houghton and Beth Brantley were 2 of our professors. Gave us a lot of basic techniques, and then after that I kind of started hanging around with Hardin Coger Jr. and the West Virginia crew when I was in grad school, and that really helped me kind of take it to my next level.
Thanks a lot. Big round of applause, Alex Storm.
Well, a lot of good help along the way, and it paid dividends here today. If you can take down Ben Nicely in a standing block, you're doing something right. Watch as they get around to the backside of this log. It was just a slight advantage for Alex Storm. Things start to unravel, though. You see him step up that near hit. He's now lost that cuttable wood. Tremendous amount of wood on the far side, but he drives through. Wow. Dangerously close, Tommy, there to almost a wrenching call. I don't think it was a wrenching call. It may have just been way that his axe handle came down a little bit at the end, but you see the axe head kind of pop that block off at the end. Be curious to see that one more time, but just an exceptional finish.
Alex Storm with a time of 18.12 officially, puts him in 3rd place as it stands right now, in 5th place for Ben Nicely, an 18.36, a little bit off his pace so far today. Well, we got our defending champion in the next heat here. Let's hear from him on the standing block.
standing block, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna open what's called a 1-and-1. One hit up, one hit down. I'm gonna start to read the wood on those first 2 hits, but I'm really just gonna go 8, and if I feel like it's really firm wood, then I'll put a 9th hit up. It'll be 3 up on my last rounds. And really, then I'll get to the back and I'll know like, hey, if that was really hard, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more work in the back than planned. The front of my block's already basically planned out. I'm gonna stick with that pattern.
Let's bring that man out. Heat 5 of the standing block chop. Nate Hodges and Jason Lentz, a Richter scale rumble.
Time to beat is a 17:01 from Dakota Robards. Our top time so far with 2 heats left. This is heat number 5, and Nate Hodges, defending champion, going up against Jason Lentz, former champion, 2-time national champion.
Tommy, we've got 2 heats left, but the stage may not survive this one. 2 of the heaviest hitters, definitely in the country, maybe in the world.
Yeah, there's a piece of seismograph go off somewhere.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
The one thing that these 2 gentlemen differ in is reach. Jason Lentz will have that axe way out away from him, long arms. Nate Hodges just puts ridiculous amounts of power in a shortened swing. Look at him punch the hits into the log. Hodges looking to drive already. It might be premature.
Oh no, wow.
Oh wow. What a finish between Hodges and Lentz. Hodges can only shake his head and smile. Things got a little out of hand at the end of the chop for Hodges, and Jason Lentz stuck with a more traditional pattern, ran that front end a little bit deeper, and drove off cleaner in the back.
Both cuts are good.
Absolutely incredible heat there by both these athletes.
And we'll get a quick word from Jason Lentz. Jason, hopefully they put you on the right stand this time, buddy. Great job. You knew you were racing against Hodges. He put an incredibly fast 8-hit front end, but sometimes you can go too fast and kind of get sloppy with your hits. You stayed with a slower, accurate hit. How did you feel?
I felt pretty good until the back opened up 1-and-1, and there was a bit of a pitch pocket in my block. My 3rd up hit, I was trying to get away from that pitch pocket, but yeah, that hit did pretty much nothing, so cost me a hit or maybe 2.
All right, thanks very much. Big round of applause, Jason Lentz. We're going to see if he took down Dakota Robards, David.
Well, one thing you'll never hear is a Timber Sports athlete say, yep, that's as fast as I could have done that. There's always a change.
Yeah.
There's always an improvement. Jason Lentz, though, watch as we go into the finish of this block. You see Nate Hodges relying on his power, trying to punch through, coming in a little flat, and just a ridiculous amount of timber there. Jason Lentz applying slope, had a huge front face cut in that block and drove through cleanly on the back despite the difficulty at the bottom of the backside.
Jason Lentz just a tiny bit ahead now of Dakota Robards as he moves into first place with 1 heat remaining. Nate Hodges, 17.49, has him in 3rd place. With 1 heat to go, of course, this will change, but it's Lentz on top. Points right now actually tied on top with Nate Hodges, but the points leader coming into this one, into this 3rd discipline, has yet to chop, and he will be up in the 6th and final heat.
And Matt Koger still to come.
Wow, 6 heat already. The final heat of standing block chop. Maddie Slingerland and the world record holder, Matt Koger.
All right, Matt Slingerland probably wants a good fast time. If he can keep up with the man he's up against, he will get one. Just incredible to watch the 7-time champion, Matt Koger, go after this in the standing block.
This was a discipline yesterday in his qualifying round that he did go after. Yeah. Posted a solid time, finds himself in the top heat up against Maddie Slingerland. Maddie just doesn't seem quite as focused today or as relaxed
Athletes
today
ready.
as he did in qualifying rounds.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
1 and 1, not surprising these guys to be putting in 8 hit fronts in this log. Boy, Matt Coger, no wood left to cut. He had done all the work on that slight advantage going into the backside of the log. Matty Slingler, wow!
Oh, man.
Matt Coger, season's best time, drops it into the 14-second range. All the people that were watching qualifying rounds going, I don't know. Matt Coger just looks a little flat. I don't know if he's got it this year. Finals day. Finals day, finals day.
Finals
it's
day.
Always a
That's
different
it.
story on finals day.
Yep.
Both cuts are good.
Yeah, Matt. He said that log was way better than his underhand log, and he proved it right there.
Matt, you opened the backside with plenty of slope, and you just said, let's have at it. You hear athletes helping each other, and when they say, come at it, that means drive the block off. You had the slope to do it, and your eyes were this huge driving that log. You found another gear again in this final round.
No, it was a great block to chop, and, you know, like, you get pretty excited whenever things start happening like that, and then that's why the eyes just got real big, driving that much wood, and it come off like nice and clean, and so, yeah, there's another one.
You know, as I say in the front, you have to take a quick inventory of the work you've done in the front. Tell us how many hits you took in the front, and how far was it? Were you halfway or past halfway?
I think I was just past halfway. I mean, that's the thing you got to remember is, like, wherever you left off in the front, that's why you got to pick up the wood in the back.
Great cut, Matt. Something tells me you're moving on. You're going to keep going today, buddy. Great job.
I've lost track what's coming up next. I just want to watch the replay.
Let's go back and watch this cut from Matt Coger. I agree, Matt Coger was way over halfway through. The second to last up driver on the near side sliced probably 2 inches past the center of that log. That sets it up right there for that far downward driver on the backside to line up and snap off that pig's ear. Beautiful textbook finish from Matt Coger.
Show of force there, no doubt about that. A time officially 14.10, and top points for the third discipline in a row for Matt Coger. He is putting on a show right now. Jason Lintz in second place, Dakota Robarge in third, and Nate Hodges in fourth place. Matt Slinger was second place in that heat with a 17.64. There are your overall standings after 3 events. You see Matt Coger on top, significant lead ahead of Jason Lintz. It's 7 national championships for Matt Coger, but it's been a couple of years. He may be a little hungrier than normal. That's the way it goes so far, but we're only halfway through the proceedings here. Unfortunately, we look down at the bottom of that leaderboard, and we are going to have to say goodbye to Alexander Storm, Cassidy Shear, Tristan Van Beek, and Mark Beauquin. Well fought to get here to this final day, but the scores demand that we pare the field down to 8 after our third discipline of the day. Well, when we come back, we'll do 2 more disciplines and pair the field again. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of nail biting going on, and it will continue. Halfway through the program today, our STIHL Timbersports US Championships men's division here for 2025. Well, we're gonna have some sawing for you to start the second half of this program here. The single buck is on the way. We're gonna get you ready for it. I'm gonna prime you for the single buck as we take a look at how this one works.
Single buck. The single buck is a one-man saw about 2 meters long. With this, the athletes have to cut off a complete disc of a 46-centimeter thick wooden block. The perfect interplay between rhythm and strength is the key to success.
You know, Davey, you and I were just talking about who are they going to send over on the U.S. team. There's so many athletes that are shining, and I said, why don't we put Ben Nicely in the underhand on the U.S. team? Look what he just did right out there. Look, how about Dakota Robarge, in the standing block? These guys are just shining.
Yeah, I said it in the intro, Dave. This is the good old days of wood chopping in North America right now. This is the most competitive field front to back that we have ever seen in Milwaukee.
Let's bring out Grant Foreman and Dakota Robarge in the single buck.
First heat of the single buck. Here we go into the second part of our program today. We kick it off with Grant Foreman. Stand number 1, stand number 2, Dakota Robarge.
Well, Tommy, you look around the arena and there's a few less competitors than there was before.
That's right.
Some of it not so surprising. Some of our rookie competitors, the fact that they made it to the finals is absolutely amazing.
No doubt.
Did not advance past the after the first 3 disciplines. But I go back, Cassidy Shear, 2019 national champion.
Yeah, that's tough.
Eliminated. That is a very tough break. That was a result of a disqualification at the stock saw event. It just goes to show how tough this field is.
Oh boy. Whoever stands on top of it all at the end of the day will have earned it, no doubt about that.
They've done something.
Yeah, something big. And that's as it should be.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, the biggest change, the biggest hullabaloo in the rules meeting was no more foot blocks. These competitors are under their own duress. They've got to get their feet. Oh no, trouble
that's terrible.
For Grant Foreman. Grant Foreman broke out of that disc. He's going to go back. He's going to try to restart it and pull some kind of time. That would be a hung raker or something on the far side as he's pushing. It causes that saw to bow, and it literally just blows the side of that cookie out. There's always a risk that that'll spring back towards your leg. Looks like he's doing okay. It's been a long time since we've seen that, thankfully. It's been a long time since we've seen that happen on this stage. But again, that's the pressure on this stage.
Both cuts are good.
What a cut for Dakota. Well, you're not kidding. 12-4-7, Dakota Robarge, one of the best cuts we've seen from him. Dakota, talk about that cut, bud.
Yeah, it was a good piece of wood today. Yes, I think the wood was a little firmer the last few days, but that log was nice and my saw liked it.
Talk about how do you get these saws, the waiting list, who files them, then the price tag, around $4,000 these days.
Yeah. I have one ordered double buck saw. I need to order another one actually, because that saw, it's probably got about 20 cuts on it, but yeah, there's only like a couple saw filers in the world.
And go ahead.
That's a KBT from Brad Turner. Yeah.
So that's a KBT from Brad Turner down in Tasmania, making some beautiful saws, and you ran it beautifully, that pushing that handle right to the wood, pushing the whole saw of the teeth, and that belly of the saw out the far side. How important is that?
Yeah, well, like I said the other day, I just run the saw as good as I can and try not to hang up.
All right, great job, great consistency with your cuts today, Dakota Robarge.
Here's a look at that run from Dakota Robarge. Smooth, clean, consistent down through the block. Could go faster, sure, but like Dakota says, a hang up. He wants to avoid that hang up. Runs the nose all the way in, all the way back to the handle. Trouble, though, on stand number 1 for Grant Foreman. And Tommy, we were talking about it. We haven't seen this in a long time, thankfully. Grant Foreman just going for it. Everything he's got, a little bit too much grip on that saw. We actually saw it from in qualifying rounds. Starts to put a little whip in it, and somewhere in here, there it is, lifts up, and watch that saw come spring out of the side of the block. Now, that's an incomplete disc. You must have a complete disc. Grant Foreman settles in, picks up the saw, gets it back onto the uncut portion of that log, and finishes the cut. An incredibly slow time, but on time.
A time is important, may come very handy at the end of our next discipline here. Grant Foreman with a time of 22.73, and Dakota Robarge on top with a 12.47.
When you lose that log, impossible to control. Trevor Beaudry and Matt Slingerland, heat number 2.
Trevor Beaudry going up against Matt Slingerland, heat number 2 of the single buck. Time to beat again. Dakota Robarge, 12.47.
Trevor Beaudry's been putting on a bit of a clinic here today. Strong performance, obviously, in the quarterfinals to make it here to the finals, but stronger performance in the finals. I loved his form in the standing block chop. Solid run in the stock saw. Single buck is one of his better events. Both of these guys handle nearly all the way into the log on the start. Very few teeth showing on their side of the saw. Watch them just rip these saws towards them. Very brave move. That is an incredible amount of weight hanging out there into space.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Slingerland exploding just a little bit more off the top. Trevor Beaudry with a hesitation at the end of his push stroke. He's got to make that go away. Every single one of those is fractions of a second. Matty Slingerland posting a season's best in the 12-second range. Explosive off the top, smooth through the log. Great cut, Matty Slingerland.
Both cuts are good.
So we get a word with Matty Sling, fist bump with Beaudry. Great cut, Matty Sling. Well, a few years ago, you went undefeated the whole year in the single buck. Had a couple glitches lately, but you've been figuring them out. How was that cut? It looked beautiful from my side.
Yeah, I knew it was time to lay one down. I got to pick up some points here. Pretty smooth cut. Pretty overall happy with it. Had a little bit of a wobble there in the middle. Just got a little bit lighter. Decided to run with a little bit more power in the front of me and a little more pace. Seemed to work out, got it off clean, so.
And how difficult is it to control that adrenaline in front of this big crowd? Sometimes it looked like Trevor was just trying to muscle it off. You were able to stay light, fast, know how the saw works, kept that speed.
Yeah, you got to keep your wits about you. Out here can get crazy, but you just got to remember that you know how to do it and lay one down.
Great cut, Matt Slingerland. Big round of applause to the man from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Matty Slingerland on a mission right off the go. Full, long pull stroke, entire saw melting, disappearing back into that block. He said things got a little bit away from you. You see a little bit of chatter there. Through the bottom, tons of pressure, drives it off cleanly. The timing on that finish is so important. You really, ideally, would want to end on that push stroke. Tons of drive behind it. Sometimes you get caught short and you finish on a pull stroke.
Excellent time. That's a 12.11 for Matt Slingerland. Came into this discipline in 5th place in overall points, and that one can hang out for a while there atop that leaderboard. Going to help his cause a lot.
Let's bring out Ben Nicely and Nate Hodges.
Heat number 3 of 4, going to be Ben Nicely over there on stand number 1. On the left, on the right, stand number 2, defending champion Nate Hodges.
Can't emphasize enough, Tommy, the importance of this setup. It's only a 10-inch starting cut. It's not a massive bit of entry into the wood, but it sets the direction for the rest of this cut. If the saw is leaning to one side or the other, if the bottom of that starter cut isn't truly at the angle you want to start the saw at, it just cascades into a series of problems the rest of the way down the block.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hodges in the background is somewhat famous for short stroking the saw, but just putting a tremendous pace on it with a lot of power. He has started to extend that stroke. Oh, trouble at the bottom for Hodges. More trouble at the bottom for Hodges. Oh, Ben, we can't even fit this all in. Ben Nicely is now chasing fibers at the bottom of his block. Was just talking about Hodges and his metamorphosis, I guess, as a single buck sawyer. Has
saw Ben try to go back and to cut it.
Now let's not get excited. We're throwing a flag here because this is under review. Let me tell you exactly what's going on stand number 1 with these 2 judges. The question is that cuttable wood? Which in my mind means it needs to be able to support the weight of the saw. You saw head judge Rich kind of petting that block, that little tab of wood sticking out, trying to feel how much support or resistance it has.
Both cuts are good.
Translation, that was uncuttable wood. There was nothing that he could do about it, him being bent nicely.
You can't put a 15-pound saw on a piece of fiber that won't support it. And where is Mr. Hodges? He's gone. He says, he's got to come back. Where is he?
Let's have a look at this run from Hodges. Again, for the first couple years in the series, everyone said, geez, he's got to extend that saw out. He's got to run more of the saw. But he said, I'm strong, I'm fast, it's good enough. Well, now that he's developing some length to his run, he is becoming even more dangerous. Maybe a little premature, trying to drive that log off. Some red in the bottom of that block, some firmer wood there, and he just hung up a raker at the bottom of that log.
Well, Nate Hodges in the 12 plus, but just barely there. 12.98 has him in 3rd place now. Still Matt Slingerland on top with that 12.11, and Dakota Robarge 2nd place with 1 more heat remaining here.
All right, who wants one out there? Who's the biggest Steel Timber Sports fan in the audience? Let's hear it. There we go. There we go. Dave, let's see that arm again, buddy. Don't pull out that rotator cuff.
Final heat. Jason Lentz and Matthew Koch are about to wrap up this crazy single one. Now Jason Lentz won the world title so many times. Matthew
He's causing trouble here.
again. And they're out there filling up their beer steins already. Hey guys, we got a single butt cut. Let's do this. Matt Koch and Jason Lentz. There they are.
Final heat of the single buck here, heat number 4. 2 former champions. Jason Lentz going up against Matt Koch, who has won every discipline so far today. He is 3 for 3. 12 points, 12 points, 12 points. And now, in this second segment of our competition, the points are doubled. You think with only 8 athletes, only 8 points? Nope, nope. Maximum 16 points for a win here.
Well, I love this matchup too, Tommy. Jason Lentz on stand number 1, Matt Koch on stand number 2. Multi-generational wood choppers. These two literally grew up in the sport in the Mid-Atlantic region. And I love watching them run head-to-head. A lot of discussion about footwear this weekend in the single buck event. Foot blocks, like starting blocks,
athletes
not allowed
ready
anymore.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Both Jason and Matt running very gummy-soled shoes, but I see a lot of movement from Jason Lentz. He has to continually correct his footing. Matt Koger cutting well. Oh, I was going to say Jason Lentz has got him. He does have him, but I'd say Jason Lentz had him, but then had a hang up at the bottom. You see that red wood at the bottom, that typically is higher density wood. That could be what is jamming up competitors at the bottom of the block. Jason Lentz showing a 12:07 unofficial time. Likely that will get down into the high 11 range.
To go into the hot, or springboard next hot. So after that,
At least I was right. Look at the time.
Both cuts are good.
Wow. High 11s, Dave.
Yeah, can we just make it about me for a minute, Dave? Just crediting me for
I
calling
thought it was always
in
about
the
you,
11s.
Dave.
It's always, get over here, Jason. I don't know if you heard me, buddy. Let's get the STIHL logo between us. I don't know if you heard me, but I just could see it in your eyes. You were focused, but loose. And I said, this guy's going to do it in the 11s. Your second push stroke, the back of the saw was practically buried. Did you know, hey, I know how many strokes, I know the time to beat, I can do this today, minus that hang up in the bottom. Quick adjustment, though.
Yeah, it was a quick adjustment, Dave, but yeah, I knew the wood was going to be a bit softer than yesterday, so I tried to lay off of it a little bit, but there's a few flaky places on the log, which I think I pulled in, which caused me to hang, but yeah, other than that, can't complain. I think I came out with a win there, so.
Absolutely came out with a win in the high 11 second range. Big round of applause from Diana, West Virginia. He's got a springboard chop next, so I'm going to let him rest up. Dave, let's take a look at the replay.
We're looking down the line. That's Jason Lentz in the near ground, Matt Koger in the background, and you heard Dave Jewett say that saw of Lentz was all the way to the top of the plate on about the second push. Down here at the bottom, though, you can see a little bit of chip maybe get sucked in, and there's also some red wood at the bottom of that log that may be holding things up a little bit. Bringing the pressure, dropping into the high 11s, some very valuable points, 16 very valuable points for Jason Lentz.
Yeah, Jason Lentz steps up at absolutely the right time there. Official time 11.82 gives him the win right there. For Matt Koger, a time of 13.38 and only good enough for 5th place. So if these guys finally get his foot off their neck for a little bit in this one discipline right here. And boy, we talk about the doubling of the points. How about the effect of it right there with this one win? Jason Lentz has caught Matt Koger in overall points. They are tied at 44 apiece. Matt Slingerland in 3rd place. Nate Hodges in 4th place. Dakota Robarge in 5th, nicely in 6th place. Well, we have got it going on. We got one more discipline in this segment of our competition. 2 disciplines and another reduction of the field. We will lose the bottom 2. After this one, we'll be down to 6 when we come back with the springboard. STIHL Timbersports US Championships 2025. Men's Pro Championship here. Boy, big moment. A lot of plot twists starting to emerge in our competition here. Through the first 3 disciplines, it was all Matt Koger. 12, 12, 12 top points across the board. We come down to the single buck, and well, this Jason Lentz taking down Matt Koger in the final heat there and pulling himself into a tie with the doubled points there, 44 apiece right now. One of the toughest events of all coming up next, and it is going to be the Springboard 2 boards up. And let's take a look at this very tough chopping event.
Springboard. Springboard simulates the traditional way of felling trees, climbing up over thick roots. First, notches known as pockets are chopped into the log. 2 springboards are then anchored into these pockets. The athlete then climbs up to chop through a 27-centimeter thick block of wood in the fastest time possible.
Well, David, you and I were just talking about who can win this overall today, and it's tied. It's tied between Matt Koger and Jason Lentz. Now, Matt Koger's single buck fell off a little, but everyone else improved, so they got in there and they wedged Jason Lentz and Matt Koger apart. Jason Lentz gaining, I think it was 6 points or something he may have gained to get 44-point tie. If they're 1-2 or right next to each other in the springboard, doesn't matter what happens, it's going to come down to the hot saw.
Yeah, and the hot saw this year, I gotta tell you, I think Matt Koger is more comfortable right now than he's ever been coming into the hot saw, except for what we saw Friday night from Nate Hodges, setting a new world record on this stage. So, Matt Koger's won 3 of the 4 big hot saw races around the country this year, but Nate wasn't there. Nate is here this weekend, and that 430cc saw has got something to say.
Right, and you know, we keep talking about Koger and Lentz. Nate is not out of the game. Nate could win this springboard right now. If there's trouble for Lentz and Koger, Nate is going to be right back up there in the top 3. And his world record time of 4.2, which he did that again, he did that the other day. If he does it twice, he's going to go 2 for 2 with another national title.
I love it. I'm getting accosted over here
I
by
tell you
Team
what.
Slingerland because you didn't mention Maddie's hot saw.
Well, let's take a look at the big screen, Dave, and a Matty Koger interview here.
This year, I kind of got the mentality that I'm just going to do every event I can as hard as I can, and then try to do it as if I'm trying to win the event, the disciplines. So, and then at the end of the day, if that helps and the points add up, then I'll be the winner, and that'd be good. If not, then at least I can say I've done everything I could to try to win it.
It's getting late in the game, so let's go here. First heat of the Springboard Chop, Grant Foreman and Dakota Robarge.
Springboard Chop, it's a big ask of these guys. 2 boards up, cut the timber and come back down. Grant Foreman going to be on stand number 1, on stand number 2, Dakota Robarge.
Yeah, Dakota Robarge just looks so effortless in this discipline. He's light, he's lean, he's coordinated. Works in the tree industry when he is not doing lumberjack entertainment shows. So he's light on his feet, and I love watching him cut a springboard. Currently 5th overall in points, with 44 being the magic number for 1st/2nd place, 38 being the magic number in that 3rd, 4th place tie. Dakota Robarge just right there on the outside, looking to punch his ticket into that top 4.
Got to be in 6th place in overall points by the time the Springboard Chop is over. Our bottom 2, as we mentioned, will be eliminated.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right on the go for both of these athletes. Watch Dakota, I was about to say, watch Dakota Robarge put in a 4-hit and go on it. He actually pumped the brakes a little bit, had to go back and make a correction. Let's see how this 2nd hole works for him. There's hit number 4. Now 5, it'll be a 6-hit hole at least. He's going a little bit more cautious. You see that board just slide off the tree and come towards Dakota Robarge. New rule this year, you are no longer allowed to use nails in the tree to hold that board in a vertical position while you chop. And that's the reason they used them, was because they would tend to tip over. We're the only country in the world that does that. They said, you know what, you're done, get rid of the nails. Dakota Robarge, a really clean-looking cut. Gave up a little bit of wood on his downward hits there on the front side of the log. Has cut his way all the way to the back of the block. 55, 56 seconds. He's at the turn. There it is. Dakota Robarge takes out a microphone. Grant Foreman, 2nd board, sagging heavily for him. That just absolutely takes the wind out of your sails, takes so much more energy to chop in that compromised position. He is now about to turn to the back. He's run out of cuttable wood. You see there, that axe is in an almost V in the front side of the log. He's a slash-handed cutter. Probably needs to lift a chip out. Nah, he says, forget it, Kevin, I'm just gonna cut. There he is, slashes it off. Grant Foreman, a tough break for him as we're looking to cut 2 more competitors once we get to the end of the springboard. I believe the judge is on the stage. You're waiting for the video review to come in, and here we have the ruling.
Both cuts are good.
All right. Grant is like, man, what a long weekend it's been. You can step off. I got to talk to Cody, buddy. I got to talk to Cody. Dakota Robarge. We've talked about the springboard before, buddy. One of your favorite events. Walk me through that cut. It looked like there was a little bit of a sticky tree there. Couldn't get the fibers out of the back of those holes.
Yeah, well, actually I cut them pretty good. I just, I didn't flick the axe to get the chips out from the back, so I had to sweep them out. It wasn't a great cut, but I'm happy with it.
Absolutely, man. It looks like, I know with tulip poplar, and we were talking to Trevor Seville last year. He acquired these poles, and we had the driest season on record last year. And now these trees, of course, grow another year, and they had the wettest year on record in Virginia in July this year. And I'm just wondering, with those growth rings, if that had anything to do with kind of those stringy pockets at all, or if it was just you not flicking those fibers out.
Yeah, it was probably just me. I used a different axe today. Tristan Van Beek let me use his tree axe from the other day, so yeah, I just didn't cut very good. I've been struggling with my springboard, so.
Dude, still very fast in the top. It's a great time. Hopefully we're gonna see you in the hot saw. Give it up for Cody Robarge, everybody. What a cut.
Let's watch this climb from Dakota Robarge. He's over on the back side of the tree. You can see that springboard that's leaning on the tree, starting to rock a little bit. As he gets up onto the second board and starts chopping, there's a great shot of it. Watch it lean over, lean over. It's kind of heading his way. He catches it just in time. We saw the same thing with Cassidy Shear in qualifying round yesterday. And watch the effortless leap as he jumps up to that second board. Not the cleanest pocket. I was talking about Grant Foreman's board sagging. I didn't notice this in the actual event. Dakota Robarge had a bit of a sag in that board, did a tremendous amount of work in the front side of the log. Not a lot of wood left to cut on his offhanded side. Gets the job done, posts a solid time. Again, is desperately trying to stay in that top 6 group.
That solid time officially a 101.02. Dakota says not great, but he'll take it. Yeah, almost sub 1. Gonna hang in there for now. It's worth 16 points, but that will change. Grant Foreman a 136.60. I think board balancing on the pole is going to become a skill set.
It's become
what if it went the other way? What if it goes the other way?
Yeah,
what happens?
It's become an element in and of its own. They are allowed to use sandbags down on the ground to kind of steady the bottom of the board. We saw Nate Hodges struggle with that. I'm not sure how he positioned the sandbag, but when he went to pick up his first board and set it, it scooped up the sandbag with it.
Went up too.
So, you know, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. It's a change, it's a transition. But again, this was the only place in timber sports global market where we were using nails to support that board. I got to be honest, I think it's a good safety thing so that the board doesn't fall over, but I also get it. If nobody's doing it, nobody's doing it. We got to live with it.
We still got 3 heats to come here in the Springboard Chop.
Second heat of the Springboard, Trevor Beaudry and Matt Slingerland.
Here we go with heat number 2 of the Springboard. Trevor Beaudry, the school teacher from New Hampshire. And a great week here. Matt Slingerland so close so many times, so many trips to the podium through the years. 7 times he's been on the medal stand. Looking to break through one of these days.
Yeah, so close, so many times. Again, he is locked in coming into the Springboard event, 38 points along with Nate Hodges. They're back there arguing over that 3rd, 4th position. I think he'd like to break himself free of that grip and get himself up to the top of the field going into the hot saw.
Reigning world champion in this event. Beaudry is going to have to find another gear right now. Gain back some of these points. Make sure to punch that ticket. Give him run his hot saw here today. Here we go.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
But both Beaudry and Slingerland covering their work so nobody cheats off it. I can't tell what's going on the back of this tree. I can tell you both of them are up very quick with a slight advantage to Slingerland. We'll watch as they rotate around the pole. We can see what's happening better once they get to the block at the top. Slingerland with a little finger broom there cleaning out the chips in the back. That board has got a little sag to it. His right foot is out. He scooches up a little bit closer. Beaudry also not super happy with his board, but he's staying back on it. Oh, Trevor, that's a great board set. Look, now I can see inside there better. Trevor with a great board set. Maddie Slingerland with a sagging board. I mentioned in the last heat, though, that just robs energy, just absolutely saps you. This is going to give Beaudry the opportunity to try to reel him in. Here is Maddie Slingerland's ace card. He is a switch-handed chopper, exceptionally powerful on the offhand side. Beaudry may have him, though.
No, it's going to be Slingerland.
One hit ahead of Trevor Beaudry. New leader, Maddie Slingerland, off a tough second board set. Powers through, stays with it.
Sling had at least 4 hits on him going into the block.
Tommy, I think we saw there that difference between a good board set and a mediocre board set. Slingerland had the advantage. He was first to the wood at the top. Beaudry, though, with a great board set, was not losing power behind that axe. He was putting the hits where they needed to go. He was in a comfortable working position, and it just showed. He almost reeled in Maddie Slingerland.
Both cuts are good.
That was a very saggy top board there, Dave. Yeah, we'll get a quick talk from quick word from Maddie Slingerland. You're gonna need to fire up your hot sauce soon, buddy. Hey, talk about that cut. I know we can't talk enough about how you're such a switch hitter, and you've actually started chopping one way, and then as you evolved into timber sports, you switched hands. Talk about that.
Yeah, I was training there with Melvin Lentz when I was in my young 20s, and he noticed that I was pounding some dogs in left-handed and was like, why aren't you cutting left-handed? I said, I don't know. He said, switch right now. So it took me a couple of years to get comfortable with it, and I've been doing it ever since. It really helps with the springboard, like you said. I'm honestly surprised those pockets didn't hold better. That was a lot of hits, and I knew there was a little bit of wood in the back of the top pocket, but it was deep as all heck, and just didn't hold me like I wanted, so I was just lucky to get a time that I got.
At 58 seconds, here's your new leader in the springboard, Maddie Sling. Get your hot saw warmed up, buddy. We're going to see him in a few minutes.
There's a little look behind those poles, thanks to the camera crew. 4 hits, good clean top face on that. No step, no cliff in there. And here's the top pocket from Beaudry. There he is. He picks up that wood on the bottom. It was a really narrow top pocket. He actually made it a little bit better by dropping the floor down a little bit too much upslope, but once he got his weight on it, it settled in. And you can see that downslope, that wiggle from Maddie Slingerland. His leading foot is right on the clip. Almost, we call it sticking your toe in the hole. He almost has his shoe up into the springboard pocket itself. But again, a great switch-handed cutter as he works into the back of that log. Trevor Beaudry, 1 hit behind.
Matt Slingerland sub 1 minute, 58.04. Puts him on top for now. The longer he can hang in there, the better his chances look. And Trevor Beaudry trying to climb out. Trevor Beaudry trying to climb out of elimination land for now. He's in second place. How long that will last will determine his fortunes at the end of the Springboard Chop. But we have 2 more heats on the way. A lot of excitement here. Again, the points have doubled in this round here, so that changes the scores, the dynamics of the scores. When we get to the hot saw, the final event, we'll be down to 6 competitors, and the points will triple, making it even more volatile. It's going to be a wild finish. It usually is here. Stick around. We are a long way from finding our champion.
Growing that into this? Yeah, you did that. That little guy, he's now this guy. You did that too. And where do you think this comes from? Yep. For farmers and ranchers, miracles like these don't just happen. They take sweat, faith, and we're proud to say, a little bit of this. Precision technology to do more with less, so that this can one day do that.
We only use STIHL stuff. We've tried rotating through other brands in the past, and we always come back to STIHL.
I choose STIHL tools because of their efficiency and durability.
Everything comes down to like how quickly do they end up breaking down.
The key element to growing my business would be dependability, whether it's with our crew or with our machinery.
So the reliability is super important because we have a certain number of yards that we have to get to each week. And if we can't get to those yards and stick to a schedule, then the customers get pretty upset with you. So it's super important to make sure that our tools are working properly, and that's why we gravitate to STIHL.
'25 STIHL Timbersports US Men's Pro Championships. Thanks again to the city of Milwaukee for being such great hosts for us here. We are on the grounds at world famous German Fest here. That's a big time tradition here in midsummer, right here on the shores of Lake Michigan. Well, we got a lot of action going on right here inside the BMO Pavilion. That's been our home here for the past several years. It's gonna take you back down to the stage here as we are getting ready for the second half of our Springboard Chop competition. We got 2 heats left. We get very, very close to getting into them.
And let's bring them out, Ben Nicely and Nate Hodges.
And let's not forget Nate Hodges broke the national record in the springboard on this stage in his game.
Heat number 3, pretty important here. Springboard Chop, Ben Nicely on stand number 1. Nate Hodges on stand number 2.
Well, I love what I've seen out of Ben Nicely today. I always feel bad because I'm like, he's doing better than I would expect, which makes it seem like I'm not expecting a lot out of him, but he really has exceeded expectations. I feel like he's higher on people's scorecards. Obviously, he would like to be higher. Nate Hodges hanging back there in that tie with Maddie Slingerland coming into the Springboard event has had enough of that tie.
Yeah, yeah, more than enough.
Yeah, he wants, I mean, again, world record holder in the hot saw event right now. That event's still to go, but he wants to pad his score, get as many points under his belt before you go into that hot saw.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Watch for the explosiveness and the aggression of Hodges over on stand number 2. First board set. Thankfully, Sandbag stays on the stage. We got that problem remedied as he goes to slam this second board in. Way deep into the pocket. I think he was hoping to get out of there quicker and sooner, but it is go time as he launches to that second board. Ben Nicely also setting that second board slightly more gingerly, not with the aggression or pace that Nate Hodges has. Hodges now coming up on the 30-second mark, will be putting in about 1 more round of hits here, and he will be out of cuttable wood. He is really boring into the far side of that log, goes into a switch-handed cut, both upward and downward blows, drawing a chip out. We're in the mid 40-second mark. There is Nate Hodges, 46.90, showing is his unofficial time. Nicely into the back, has a ton of work done, about 3 downward slashing blows for Ben Nicely. Posted time sub 1 minute.
Both cuts are good.
We'll see what Nate has to say here in a second. Nicely though, got to be pumped up about that. Going to get very valuable points.
Hodges, I thought it was a great cut, buddy. You missed a couple hits on your pockets. You missed one hit on the bottom pocket. You missed 2 hits on the top, but how fast you corrected them was amazing. 46 seconds. You shook your head, though. I know you expect excellence from yourself. Things happen. Let's remember, though, you won the Springboard when you won the world title overseas last year. You got to give him a big round of applause for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I'm behind in points. I said, Dave, you know what? I'm not going to be cautious. I'm just going to go full send. I'm not going to play it safe. Poles are a bit hard. I've got a thin axe. I knew it was going to like the block, but I knew it wasn't going to like the tree. It is what it is. But real quick, big shout out to this wood crew. Pretty sure they're working harder than the athletes. They're doing an awesome job all day. So I want to give them a big thanks.
Great, thanks very much, Nate Hodges. We may see him looking to break the world record again in the hot saw coming up. We haven't seen the last of Hodges.
Well, every swing equals time and time equals points. Nate Hodges being super critical. Great looking board set, but it took him an extra punch there. Spent some extra time on that second board set. He is capable of cutting down in the 30-second range. I don't think we have the timber here for it this weekend, but there were certainly things he could clean up about that. Again, he's down in the points in his mind, sitting back coming into this event in that 3-4 tie with Maddie Slingerland. He wants to be up there in that #1 slot going into the hot saw where he can just cement his second championship run in a row.
Well, there's the official time, 46.68 for Nate Hodges. Hasn't been totally smooth for him today. A little bit of adversity. He said when he won the U.S. title last year, it was a big nervous time for him. He felt a lot more confident going into the World Championships than he did the U.S. Championships. But there's a time that's at least for the time being is going to help him manage a smile, we hope. And we got plenty more on the way. Let's hear from our former champion, Jason Lentz, as he stands tied for the lead.
The Springboard, I've been mentally training it quite a bit. Last weekend at the Lumberjack World Championships, we cut a bit bigger wood, and I ended up third, which, cut it in 55 seconds, and most of my times here on the steel stage are 52, 53. Yeah, I just need to start off good, start off with the underhand and let it ride from there.
Let's bring out our final heat of the Springboard. Jason Lentz and Matthew Koger tied with 44 points each, Dave.
Final heat of the Springboard. Two heavy hitters there for sure, going through this very difficult exercise. Jason Lentz, stand #1, stand #2 is going to be the 7-time national champion Matt Koger. These two coming into the Springboard tied for the lead in overall points.
You see Jason Lentz there. It was a great shot of him kneading and working and moving the sandbag, trying to figure out how to support the board, prevent the board from moving, but also making sure that that board or that sandbag doesn't come up with the board like we saw Nate Hodges do in the qualifying rounds over the weekend.
All the big guys were there, so he can win this event. Well, it's funny. You always think that those smaller guys, those really light on their feet.
And for the second time today, Tommy, got to point it out, I love watching these two run head-to-head.
Oh my gosh, it is powerful. The earth shakes, that's for sure.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
You heard Jason talk about the Lumberjack World Championship. Much bigger timber, much harder chop there, and he posted an amazing time. Felt really confident rolling here into the Timber Sports stage. Matt Koger, though, look at this man climb. He is already up on top of that second board. Axe to the wood at the 22nd mark. Oh, he's not feeling that board set, though. He was up there quick, but he doesn't like it. Of course, his board is directly across and away from us in that camera shot. I can tell it's sagging a bit. He does not have pace on. He does not feel comfortable up there. He's resting the axe. He's wiggling it a little bit. He is not putting on a cut. Jason Lentz, though, is wading deep. Now that he got that chip out of the way, wading deep into the front side of this log. This is a horrible situation for Matt Koger. Jason Lentz must capitalize and grab these points. Backside of the log, Jason Lentz looking to slice. Matt Koger around to the back as well, but it will easily be Jason Lentz over Koger. But look at a 102 for Jason Lentz, a 106 for Koger. Happiest guy on the block, Nate Hodges.
And you can see, I'm going to zoom in on the slab underneath Matt Koger's top pocket. You can see the bark there. Usually if there's bark there, it will hold the fibers in place.
Starting to get some indication of what went wrong, courtesy of Dave Jewett. Oh yeah, there you see it in that camera shot. Yep.
Look at the times. I mean,
courtesy of Dave Jewett on the stage saying that top pocket, the bottom of the top pocket, split out, crushed down, and they leave the bark on these trees because it acts as a band. It holds the grain of the wood together. That blew right through the bark.
Both cuts are good.
Do this? We're talking? Yeah, man, we're going to do a quick interview with you. I thought the pockets looked good like you. I was watching them. The bottom pocket was good. I thought your top pocket was, but it gave way, and sometimes, you know, you're just not seeing what's happening. You had the bark underneath to hold the fibers, but you can see it just kind of gave way. You were lucky you stayed with it, but what's it like cutting? I know, talk to us about it.
No, like, you know, I could have cut that anywhere else in the world, and that would have held, and I guess I just need to lose a few kilos or something, but you know, it was, I felt like it was good. Jammed to the back of the pocket, got up on it, and you know, you can't sense that stuff, and I got back on it, and it just started sagging right away. You can't deliver any power off of it, and as you can see, I was choked up really hard, and I mean, that's just a bit of a mistake on my part, I guess, and I'll put that in the mental bank and work on that later.
Not out of the game. Hot Saw coming up next. I want you to go here ready, buddy. Get some water. Matt Koger, always a great sport with his interviews, even when it doesn't go right, Dave.
Well, speaking of not going right, let's look at this run here from Matt Koger. He is right down at the bottom of that cleared area. There's bark around there, but somebody else's axe area was shaved, and you watch that board, it just starts sinking. There it goes, about 15, 20 degrees down from where it was originally set. I'm wondering, there's an area peeled next to his springboard pocket where somebody used that spot, I think, to set their axe. Sometimes that opening in the bark, there is not a complete band of bark all the way around there, and that may have just been enough to break that tension and lose that support at the bottom. Compare that to Jason Lentz, great board set, listing a little bit toe down. You see his left heel over the back of the board. I always used to say I used my heel to grab that side of the board when it was listing a little bit. Into the backside, powerful slashing blows from Jason Lentz.
Trevor Beaudry, Dakota Robarch, Nate Hodges that laid down these times thinking they were going to be beat by this.
So many moving parts in the springboard. You don't need another one. You don't need the second board moving, and that was what Matt Koger fell victim to right there. A minute, 5 seconds, 0.66 has him in next to the bottom position there. In 7th place, Jason Lentz, 102.05, just a position up, and that has certainly changed the complexion of this competition with regard to overall standings. Look at your new leader, same as last year's winner, Nate Hodges on top, 54 points, with Matt Slingerland slinging into second place there, 52. Jason Lentz and then Matt Koger rounding out your top 4. Behind them, Ben Nicely in 5th, Dakota Robarge in 6th, and we must say goodbye at this point to our 2 bottom finishers, Trevor Beaudry and Grant Foreman. But that is the way the scoring works here. When we come back, individual competition in the hot saw with the scores worth triple value. Boy, a lot of chance for drama on the way. Make sure you stick around. Summer day here, beautiful summer day in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 2025 STIHL Timbersports US Men's Pro Championship. The sparkling Lake Michigan out there, the gentle breeze is very, very relaxing. Just a perfect spot to enjoy a summer afternoon. Peace and quiet. We have anything but that on our stage here as we head into the final discipline of the day. We are going to the hot saw. We are down to 6 performers. They're going to compete individually, one after the other. And man, oh man, it is wide open at this point right now. Defending champion Nate Hodges is on top of the leaderboard. Matt Slingerland trying to break through this year of 2025. Right behind him, 2 points behind. And Kevin, it is the Wild West out here. We begin right now with the hot saw.
Hot saw. For the hot saw, power saws are called into action and the athletes have a space of 15 centimeters to cut 3 complete discs off a 46 centimeter thick wooden block. Jumping the start or cutting over the line will result in a disqualification.
Dave, you know, we're listening back to these saws. I think the smallest saw is 330 cc's. The largest saw
what a change in overall standings. What a difference the Springboard can make. And it was twofold. Exceptional performance, Hodges, Slingerland. Lackluster, humbling performance from Matt Koger. And Jason Lentz was there, but not Jason Lentz's pace. That isn't what we're used to. Complete flip-flop. Hodges did himself a whole lot of good. Slingerland also advancing. Lentz and Koger dropping from that first place tie, dropping down to the 3rd and 4th place slots. Ben Nicely still right there in the mix, 5th place. Robarge also up there as well.
We're going to be mentioning this all through this hot saw competition. It's all played out in the shadow of what Nate Hodges was able to do in the pools competition. First, that Pool A, just a number unbelievable, a new world record, 4.28.
Yeah, the fact that it starts with a 4. I mean, we used to talk about, you know, oh, if you can get the 7s, oh my gosh, if you can run the 7s, it's unstoppable. Oh, if you get the 6s, oh, the 5s, you know, the 5s are untouchable.
Yes.
Now we're in the low 4s. And we were talking about some t-shirt ideas the other night, and I proposed 4 flat. Let's make a t-shirt that says 4 flat. That's our next target, a 400 in the hot saw, a 4 flat in the hot saw, why not?
Flimsy as t-shirts can be, that one may last until 4 flat is achieved. I don't see it being that far away. For all we know, it could happen today. Nate Hodges forging new territory in the hot saw numbers. Matt Slingerland right behind him. That's another great storyline. Been trying so hard for so many years. 7 times on the medal podium through the past years at these national championships and hasn't picked up the gold yet. He could lay down a great cut.
Oh, absolutely, and it just, the 7 times on the podium shows you that he belongs there. He deserves to be there. He is a top-notch athlete, and it just seems like every year there's a mental slip, there's a mechanical failure, there's something that just holds him back from that top level on the podium.
3rd place is Jason Lentz. 4th place is Matt Koger. Matt Koger's got 7 victories here, but it's been a couple of years. I'm sure he feels way overdue for number 8. I am not counting him out by any means at this point. He is 6 points behind our leader, but remember the points are trebled here. Triple value for points.
All right, what's your name? Annabelle. Annabelle. All right, Annabelle. Stand to your temper. 3, 2, 1, go! Whoa! That sounded like Mark Boquin saw the big hungry bear. I like it. All right, buddy, what's your name?
Great crowd on hand today. We've had great crowds all through the pool, all 3 days here. This special week here. STIHL Timbersports US Championships, the pool action, the women's championship last night was phenomenal. Really
world
great.
records.
World records. How about what? 6 of them last night.
Yeah, we were popping world records like popcorn. Like it was unbelievable. The standing block world record stands out to me as one of the highlights. That is a relatively new discipline in the women's division, and the time's just been melting away. Lauren Bergman smashed the record there, and then of course Erin Lavoie regains her crown as our national champion in the women's division and broke her own world record in the underhand chop in the last heat, last discipline. The cherry on top of an awesome day for Erin Lavoie.
I think somebody hit a jake break on that hot saw.
I think for popularity on this stage, the women are giving the men a great run here. The crowd so much appreciates their passion and their skill and their athleticism, because it is quite remarkable. But man, what a show we have got going here today. The way the scoring works in this age of STIHL Timbersport makes it very, very exciting down to the last minute. If you're an extreme partisan, maybe you like a runaway, but most of us don't want to run away. We want it to come down to the last cut, or at least the last discipline.
But it's tough for me, Tommy. This is my 20th year being involved with timber sports. I've been here for about half the amount of time.
Yeah.
I know you've been here even longer.
Don't even talk about it.
I've competed with people on this stage. I've competed with their parents. So when different names come up on the stage, I've watched so many of these guys come out of the college ranks. When Dave Jewett and I were running through the college ranks, my heart goes out for these guys. You want to pull for everyone. This isn't Little League. Not everybody goes home with a trophy.
That's right. That is right. Talking about that women's championship last night, very, very popular drama down to the very end, just exactly what you want. Man, the world record.
Yeah, there's Lauren Bergman coming off the underhand chop up against Samantha Graves. Lauren Bergman really made a name for herself last night, but here it was. There's the big moment. Come on, where's the fist pump? Erin Lavoie, big smile, super proud. There it is, 2 hands and an axe in the air. Erin Lavoie secures her next championship, sets a new world record, breaking her old world record, and the celebration began.
That last heat, she was in it with her rival, her longtime rival, Martha King. They were tied at 3 victories apiece, and Erin broke the tie there. Great job by all those qualifiers.
Fort Pennsylvania taking the bronze.
First heat of the hot saw, Dakota Robarge.
Sixth place to start. We only have 6 competitors left. Had to say goodbye to Trevor Beaudry, Grant Foreman, after the second segment of our competition day today. Dakota Robarge, I think this is the position he finished in last year, which is great. I mean, you make it to the final, you make it to the hot saw, you've done great things.
Yeah,
he'd like to do better.
Yeah, he'd love to do better, but again, just a little reality check on this. Year number 2.
Warm up your saw.
Year number 2 for Dakota Robarge on this. This is where I always say it's like a NASA launch protocol comes into play. You get your starter cord wrapped. That starter cord is a very specific length so that your piston starts at top dead center, has a full downstroke to draw in an air fuel mixture
30 seconds.
and come back up for that ignition stroke. They set decompression valves. There may be a throttle lock. The very last thing you'll do is you'll see Dakota reach down and turn on the oiler valve, so he's not just dumping oil out here. Checks, you see him reach up, he's checking his decompression valve.
Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Dakota Robarge, oh, it is offering the hot saw, not off to a strong start as he fans the first cut, gathers it up, makes 3 complete discs. A tough break for Dakota Robarge. Fast through the wood, but that first cut came up, and he fanned past the top of the log.
Kicking the saw up and down, the exhaust pipe, kicking the saw side to side. But a great recovery. I think he's going to get a good time here. Absolutely. It is so
3 complete discs appear to be on the stage. That one has a little bit of a close shave at the top of it, but still a complete disc.
Your cut is good.
Dakota, buddy, I know you've been competing a long time. This Timber Sports Series is just a different animal. So impressive. Your second year, you made it to the top 6, something that so many athletes strive to do, but they just can't make it. You've done it again. Consistency award today. Great job. What can you say looking back on your weekend?
Yeah, it was great to be here. I got lots of nice support out there, family here. And yeah, it's a blessing to be here in the finals.
Great job, great consistency, springboard, all of his chops. It was unreal, Dave. So there you go.
Well, here's a look at the hot saw run from Dakota Robarge. Again, second year here on the big stage at STIHL Timber Sports Series. He just goes at it. Oh, and I see trouble. I know exactly what went wrong now. Look at that. That is his tether cord. When he throws away the starter cord, it is hung on the backdrop behind him. The tether cord is strung out like a clothesline, and I saw the expansion chamber get up underneath that tether cord, and there he goes. Oh, that's perfect. It's hanging there right where I get it. I totally missed that in the event. There's just so much going on. I'm watching bar chained wood, not even looking at the background there. What a bizarre set of circumstances for Dakota Robarge.
Hey, hats off to him. You don't need distractions here in the hot saw run, but he gets through it. 3 discs on the ground. That's very, very important. A 7.43.
That's worth another look for sure. Let's go back. Watch this. As he throws the starter cord away, it goes airborne. Watch. And it hangs up behind him. Now that exhaust chamber, that expansion chamber, you see that black cord flopping around. It is now kind of hung up on that. So that black cord is attached to the stanchion so that when the competitor throws that starter cord behind them, it doesn't fly off the stage or hit anybody.
Handle into the back leg to support it, that 3 points of contact. Let's bring him out from Matthews, North Carolina, Ben Nicely.
Now this dude yesterday.
Heat number 2, performance number 2. This is singles all the way till the very end here. Ben Nicely having a great week here in Wisconsin. Let's see what he can get done. See if he can do something jaw-dropping here in the hot saw.
I've really enjoyed watching Ben Nicely cut his way to this point. A great day under his belt. See if he can put an exclamation point on it with a big run in the hot saw.
Warm up your saw.
Per tradition, the leader in the hot saw sits in, I'll call it the hot seat.
Hot seat for the hot saw leader, exactly.
And watches his fate. We'll see if Ben Nicely can bump Dakota Robarge out of that seat. Obviously a attainable
30
cut.
seconds.
Robarge did not have a good start.
Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Up into the wood, clean. Very quick switch from stand 2 to, or cut 2 to cut 3. No hesitation, no delay. Ben Nicely, a 5.66, obliterates the time of Dakota Robarge. What amazing, especially that 2 to 3 transition. He was so quick, that looked like a stock saw switch. Of course, all these runs under video review. 2 judges on the stage watching carefully, and they look at one guy to watch.
Your cut was good.
And Dakota Robarge knows he had a brief stay in the hot seat. Great job, Dakota. Great weekend. Ben Nicely, what is going on with you, buddy? That was awesome. Your day was great. You chopped. You were so consistent. You got that saw going thin on the first disc. I love how you had the guts to hold that throttle wide open. Nothing to lose here. Buddy, you're going to see the hot seat in a moment. Tell us about your weekend.
Oh, Dave, I couldn't ask for anything better. Honestly, I had a great time out here. The fans are great. We're having a good time.
Talk about this hot saw. I'm guessing around $12,000. Tell us what the size of the saw, the cost of the, and was it running perfect when you first bought it? Do you have to become a mechanic to get it dialed in?
Dave, I work more on that saw every year than I do anything else that I own. Yeah, you have to know what you're doing. I don't, but I have a lot of people that really do. So I trust them. There's some guys backstage that help me work on that saw every year, and right now it's running great.
Can't give you a beer yet. We can give you a seat, though, buddy. Have a seat. You're our virtual leader right now, our leader in overall points in the finals. Ben Nicely.
Here's that run from Ben Nicely. Starter cord job number 1. Get that out of the way. Thin cut, but that leaves him a lot of timber and just beautiful parallel discs. He is taking the shortest route through that wood. He seems like he's dialed in control, posts a great time. Love that run for Ben Nicely.
Ben Nicely's time yet very nice, 5.63. What a great way to wrap up a great week for this competitor from North Carolina. Hats off to Ben Nicely here in 2025.
Well, Tommy, look at the PBs already coming up here, personal best. These guys are not holding back. They're not trying to put in safe cuts. This is it. Nope. This is the end of the weekend. Right here, your last time on stage. It is just full tilt now.
This year's national champion, triple points on the line in this round. How about the stage crew again with those steel EGA 250 blowers, the handheld and the backpack blower. The steel PRA 600, electric, powerful, quiet.
All right, Matt Koger, Jason Lintz had a showdown in the Springboard Chop here. These two competitors been going at it for a long time against one another.
I think as long as I go into the hot saw and I'm confident in the hot saw, so just gotta trust it and make my 3 cuts, and you know, in the end of the day, if that works out, that's what happens.
I'm still running the 330 Jerry Ganger saw, my dad's chain. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a big one on order, 408cc, that should be here this fall, so I can keep up with Nate.
Keeping up with Nate, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Let's bring out our 7-time national champion looking for a 8 from Grafton, West Virginia. This is Matt Koger.
Matt Koger through the first 3 disciplines of this championship day. Absolutely perfect. 12s, 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 top points across the board. After that, it's gone a little sideways. Had a couple of points here.
Yeah, Springboard is the one he definitely wants back.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Warm up your saw.
This hot saw event seems like everybody has an edge. Everybody has their thing. Nate Hodges, big displacement, 430 cc's. Matt Koger, he's gone the carbon fiber route. If you look at all the carbon fiber on that, and I forget the numbers now, but he figured out how
30
much
seconds.
weight that is saving on this saw.
So that's for control.
Well, and just
lightness.
Get the thing off the stage for crying out loud. As a former hot saw operator, I can tell you, the go signal gives you a lot of adrenaline, but they're still heavy boat anchors.
Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Matt Koger, he's got to grab some points. There is no time to slow down. 3 clean cuts, a 5:29. Of course, I say 3 clean cuts from halfway across the pavilion.
Yes.
We've got a lot of folks up there a lot closer than I am that are going to look things over.
We've seen him in the 4s. What he did, what he had to do, we're going to see if it's enough to make it into the hot seat. Then nicely, sitting comfortable.
They're checking with video review.
Dave, I know you're over here doing the math. You got it on your phone. You're going to have to tell me what just happened. Let's wait for the call.
Your cut was good.
There it is, officially. Matt Koger will be sliding into the hot seat. 5.15 second cut. Unbelievable.
5-1-5. Great job, Ben Nicely. Quick word, buddy. Boy, you are sweating. I mean, you're absolutely soaked. Does this have to be one of the most humid, warm venues we've had here at the BMO Arena? And then talk about your day if you can.
Oh, it's, there's a lot to be desired of my day, I think, but, we're our own worst critics. But, no, I want to thank the fans for coming out and cheering us on. Thanks to STIHL for putting on this awesome event. Thanks to my own personal sponsors for giving me wings for the day and what I need.
Hey, regardless, you won all 3 chops. Well, you did not. You won 2 out of chops. I know you wanted to sweep the events. You won the stock saw, the most difficult event to win. You won the underhand. You won, yeah, you're happy about. Yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing you're happy about. Talk about that, the stock saw.
Oh, it's one of the most stressful events we have up here, and anybody can walk away with that one. It's the most even event we have, and it'd even be the second heat to come out. That I had to lay a fast time down, and that was, I don't know, probably the highlight of my day, I guess.
Hey, check it out. This guy is going to be representing the United States team, chopping the underhand or the standing in Milan in October. We haven't seen the end of him this year. For now, you're in the lead, buddy. Enjoy it, and we'll see how long it lasts. Great job.
Here we go, hot saw run from Matt Koger. Really nice thin first disc, just goes into automatic mode. You love to see a good operator operate well, and that is what we had in the form of Matt Koger. A 5:15 is an exceptional time here on this stage. Granted, we had a 4:28 set by a gentleman who has not run yet today.
That was otherworldly, that's for sure. Yeah, anytime under this pressure, in this situation, this pressure cooker here, to lay 3 discs on the ground, get a time of 5.15. Yeah, hats off. Matt Koger deserves to be on top. We got some more big points and low times guys coming up.
Got Jason Lentz, Nate Hodges, Matty Slingerland. I mean, it's
Murderers Row.
Yeah, they're all there. And I go back to that world record run, that 4:28 from Nate Hodges in qualifying rounds. But then I also look at the lead up to that 4:28, where he had crankshaft issues, he had expansion chamber issues, he had throttle cable issues, and it all just kind of came together, and he just full set laid up that 4:28 new world record. But are those demons gone?
Yes.
These are the most fickle machines imaginable.
Nothing guaranteed.
Thinking about protecting that chain. They can get these chains, but these chains have to be hand filed. There's only a few competitors, ex-competitors, a few filers around the world who can
6 racing chains, and we'll decide which is the best one to bring out for the steel finals.
Let's bring him out. He's won this title before. He won the single buck today. Had a heck of a day. Let's bring him out from Diana, West Virginia, Jason Lintz.
Here's the man, our U.S. national champion in 2021 and again in 2023, just 2 years ago. Jason Lintz, son of the legendary Mel Lintz. His grandfather, Merv Lintz. 3 generations of competitors, lumberjack sports.
Well, Jerry Gingras can take a lot of credit for that motor, but Jason's dad, Mel, can take all the credit for the chain on that saw. Mel is filing some
warm up your saw.
He's been making exceptional hot saw chains for a while. I always just think it's cool that Jason's out there running one of his dad's chains. When he says, it's my dad's chain, he didn't borrow it from his dad. His dad built that chain for him.
5:15. That's the number to beat, laid down by Matt Koger. He's in the hot seat. He gets a front row to this.
"30 seconds. Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow, the force just absolutely crushing down the
Oh, it's going to be close.
526. Man, I thought he was just through that woods. Yeah.
Hey, you know, we're sitting with Matt Koger right
Flag.
Yeah.
We're going to get a word from Matt Koger. Matt, what did you see?
I kind of saw that. I didn't want to be the one to say it, but look at they're starting to put pieces back together.
Your nerves are always racking there, so I mean it's going to be up to the judges to determine how it goes.
Well, they can go to the video.
This is what I call the Humpty Dumpty rule. As long as we can put all the pieces back together, it is a complete disc. So here we go. Let's take a look at this as he comes up, slams it into the wood, down through, no issues on that first disc. It's the far side of that one, and then that one gets hit as it comes off the log. It gets hit by the chain as it's falling to the stage. But I think it's the far side of that upcut is what they're looking at. Jason Lentz, it looks like he's looking for a contact lens, but he is looking for a piece of that cookie to show it's a complete disc. So this one, no question, ton. Watch the far side, the nose, right in here. Wow, it's just kind of the wood just flaking away. And then this one I believe is good, and as it falls,
Right there.
yep, and as it falls into the top of the chain. Armchair referee Kevin Holtz reporting from the safety of the booth up here.
One more time, Dave. I'm not sure if I saw something potentially.
I know it's exactly what the judges are looking at, and they will look at it from every angle.
Let's look a little closer at that.
The ruling on a fall.
That's a massive disc.
If the disc falls, then breaks, hits the ground. From hitting the ground, is it a different thing from hitting the chain on the saw?
Well, and that's the answer I don't have for you right now, Tommy.
Okay.
And look at that far nose right there. It's whether they're going to count that complete or not.
That could be the whole issue, right?
That one could be the issue, and then the disc that falls off, the third disc that falls off, could be the issue. Judges are coming back to the stage right now, to the cheers of the crowd.
Again, I wouldn't want to be standing next to Jason.
There's a really big guy in the crowd we haven't heard in a while. Let's see if he's still here.
Okay, after reviewing the video, there's more video review.
Oh, man.
You know what?
False start.
Yeah, in all of my years, I don't know if I've seen, and this is a good thing, I say. This is a good thing.
Sure.
We have better cameras, more review. We used to have one judge, we have 3 judges.
Matt, watch the upcut, watch the
Another look here.
We're looking right here around 9 o'clock position, the top of the bar.
Watch the nose of this bar as it comes past midpoint in the log.
Oh, that is...
Oh, I'm glad I'm sitting in this seat and I'm not wearing stripes today. Holy
you talk
cow.
about a fine line. Wow.
Let the boys play.
We should ask Matt Koger what he thinks.
Yeah, let's hear from everybody. Okay, referee's headed back again.
Again.
Maybe this time. Fingers crossed.
I tell you what, though, this, regardless, whichever way this call goes, this speaks to the dedication and commitment of the officiating staff to get this right.
Okay, after extensive video review, we've determined that your cut is good.
Well, there you have it, the largest sigh of relief from one of the largest competitors in our field. Jason Lentz, cut is good by the thinnest of margins.
Happy to be in the hot seat.
I'm not going to ask you to stand up, Jason. It's been a long, hot weekend. Have you ever had to wait that long? Suspenseful question needs to be answered. And you said it right. I don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah, I didn't know. There was a piece that when my third cookie hit the deck, it had broken off or whatever, but we found the chunks that needed to make it a full wheel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they were looking at.
A very thick disc on your first. You knew it was thick, but you've practiced before and enabled to be able to make that second and third cut incredibly thin, and that's something you almost have to practice, right?
Yeah, you definitely have to practice. I didn't mean to do that, Dave. I mark out my lines 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and hope I don't have to make a fourth wheel, so I leave myself an extra inch. But yeah.
Talk about that saw.
Yeah, that's a Jerry Gingras 330cc motor. I don't know, it's probably the most winning motor in the United States the past 2019 till current.
All right, congratulations, great cut. Sit here for a moment. We got 2 athletes remaining.
Yes, still to come. Sitting at 52 points right now, we have Maddie Slingerland still to come, and then we have Nate Hodges. He's at 54 points. Lentz currently at 68.
Might be of some use to take a look at our overall leaderboard again. It's not complete our hot saw competition, but there it is. Jason Lentz with the lead over. He has eliminated Matt Koger at this point. And that's a big part of the business, but we've got 2 more to compete as well, so he is not home free yet, not by any means. Matt Slingerland and Nate Hodges yet to cut.
5th heat of the hot saw, second to last competitor. Let's bring him out, Maddie Slingerland.
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Dave, he's looking for his first national title. Let's rewind a few years. He had one.
Maddie Slingerland, I believe, has 52 points right now going into this hot saw event.
Yes, 52 points.
To take it back. This has been
Well, I tell you what, he looks so strong in qualifying, has fumbled a bit
Warm up
here
your
in the
saw.
finals. It's just got to be full send.
Yeah.
It's just got to be absolute full send.
This is the same motor, I believe, that Jason's running. Up here, it's a 330 Dangerous motor. And let's not forget this motor.
30 seconds.
1 week ago, it had a broken crankshaft. It was quickly fixed by Jerry Chiggerson, New Hampshire, and rushed out here to the STIHL finals.
Matty Slingerland going through his pre-flight checklist.
Got a round of applause for his warm-up, so maybe the audience knows something we don't know.
Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Fire lit, that's job one. Saw sounds good.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at oh, wow, grenades the disc. Let's go, says Matty Slingerland. Showing a 5:00 on the unofficial time. That disc just grenaded on the screen. He's given head judge Rich Hallett a puzzle to put back together. They could easily go back. Yeah, so they could easily go back to video. Wow, that's what we needed from Matty Slingerland.
Your cut was good.
Wow. Fast. Justice works
Final
fast here.
time of 4:89. We are under 5 seconds,
Man.
not world record pace. There's another guy coming up who could do that. What a beautiful fluid run. Got thin on that last disc, but it was all there. It shot across to the stage, exploded against the barrier.
Ugly subject. Back on the stage years ago, you dropped the 3 discs. You had it won. You went back for a 4th disc thinking one was incomplete. It cost you the title. I know you've forgotten about that. You've got a chance again to take this national title.
Yeah, since then I decided that I'd try to go out and be the best hot sawyer that I possibly could be. Now I feel like I'm one of the best in the world, so put that behind me. You just got to lay it out and see what happens.
How many athletes in the country, in the world, have cut in the 4s like you just did?
I think there's only about 4 or 5 of us, but now it's starting to get a little more consistent, so you got to love that. I had a wicked fast chain from Melvin Lentz, and just is so smooth to run, so it's almost automatic. And again, thanks Jerry for getting that saw going in time. I needed it, so yep. And thank you guys, my family, my coaches, my wife, my kids. Can't thank you guys enough for supporting me. Let's see what happens.
All right. From Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, current leader right now with only 1 athlete remaining. And he was talking about that broken crankshaft and luckily.
Nothing to do but watch now for Matty Slingerland as we go back and watch this run. Beautiful, plumb, square, even cuts, consistent thicknesses. If you were to write a book, other than this last one gets a little thin, sends it grenading off to the side of the stage. But if you could write a book, those first 2 cuts into the 3rd, he knew that time was fast. You don't have to look up. You know your runs. You know when it feels right. Well, Tommy, just 1 competitor left to go in the hot saw, except it happens to be Nate Hodges, who currently is operating the largest displacement hot saw in the field, if not the world, in STIHL Timbersports Series, and who currently holds the world record at 4.28 seconds.
Set 48 hours ago on this stage here. Okay, 4.89. The 4s have arrived to change the route, to change the theme here, to change everything. Matt Slingerland on top with a 4.89. Clutch performance, no question. No question about it. There it is. Matt Slingerland, Jason Lentz, Matt Koger.
Well, if his song
Nate
absolutely grenades on stage, Nate Hodges will be just off the podium. So if we do the math on this, Tommy, 18 points for the win is his way to the top of that podium.
That's it. That's the route.
Let's bring out our final athlete of the day, final event. He is your national title holder. He is the world title holder. He is the world record holder in this event from North Fork, California. This is Nate Hodges.
Immense pressure on that man right there, but if anybody can handle it, it is Nate Hodges. He knows how to operate this saw. He has used this saw to battle his way to the top in the past, specifically 2024. He has used this saw to battle his way into a new world record, as you said 48 hours ago. At the same time, Tommy, I don't have to tell you, this is the hot saw. This is the most fickle mistress out of any STIHL Timber Sports event.
Quick warm up, yep. Some athletes decide, hey, the engine's running, don't want to overheat it. Get the pipe hot.
Current
keep the engine cool.
defending national champion, current world champion.
Getting sucked in. Terrifying time.
Nate Hodges can get a back-to-back.
30 seconds.
If he wins, if he beats 4.89.
Yeah, it happened. Everyone around the world is saying that just happened. It did.
Checks his distance from the wood. One look over, gets the crowd revved up.
Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
For everything, ladies and gentlemen, Nate Hodges, 1, 2, 3 cuts. Whoa, trouble. Things got away from him at the end. He's showing a 4.84 on his unofficial time. The concern was he may have bumped the bottom of the log. Hodges says he's not disqualified. Judges are moving in to confirm. Official time now showing a 4.69. Waiting on the judge, there's handshakes, there's hugs.
Got to make it official, you got to make it legal here,
yeah,
come on.
let's put a stamp on this.
Your cut was good.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I believe they called it a pregnant pause in the action. What a statement from Nate Hodges.
What a clutch performance.
Now,
when he
on
had to do it.
Instagram this morning to the STIHL world, I did predict you winning. Thank you for coming back. I hope I get a raise out of this. Buddy, not a perfect day, but you were consistent. You can win these every year because you left a lot out on the table. The hot saw, though, what an unbelievable going 2 for 2, breaking the world record, cutting in 4.6. So much emotion. I love the taunting of Matt Slingerland right before that cut.
That wasn't really taunting, man. That was like me saying he's a badass and he's a legend out here. I thought he had me, honestly. He put a lot of pressure on me. These guys have been putting pressure on me for the last 10 days. I've had to make I don't know how many good cuts in a row. I mean, for me to be able to do that, I'm pretty happy. Everybody's been doing an awesome job. Once again, I got to thank Greg Brewer, Dennis Cahoon, Rob Spry, Fave Sefo in New Zealand for the axes. There's so many people out there. JP Mercier, my wife Lonnie, the girls at home, my family, mom, dad, everybody in my small town that supports me like no other. Honestly, the list goes on and on. Look at, I mean, even the fans out here, you know, I mean, they're so awesome. They come up, I mean, it's awesome. I wish I could stay out here all night and thank everybody, man, because credit's due, but
Talk about that final cut. Well, we just saw you slammed it in. What happened when you came through? It looked like the saw just kicked you right back, and your eyes got huge. But it's incredible, the power. How many athletes can control a 430cc hot saw?
Well, Jason's going to find out here pretty soon. You know, it's been a love-hate relationship with that saw, you know, but to answer your question, I don't know what the heck happened there. She's violent. Every once in a while, she gets a little possessed on me, and I got to try to straighten her out, and luckily I did, but it was wild, and it happened so quick. It's like, holy cow, hang on, here we go. I'll be honest with you, I was a little nervous going into that one. I was trying to get the crowd going to help me out here, you know, like they do. They've done a great job of that, and take the edge off, so.
Hey, you did not disappoint this weekend. Congratulations. You're not officially our national champion until you get on that podium. Go take a rest. We're going to have the awards ceremony in just a moment.
No better way but roll out of a national championship into a national championship. A slightly heavy cut on that first one. He starts to run out of wood by the time he gets to the third one, and something happens at the end here. That saw just runs away. He had throttle cable issues earlier in the weekend. Something may have stuck. The issue we've seen in the past is the top of that bar, even after the 3 cuts are done, comes over and bumps the bottom of the log on the other side of the line. That is cutting outside the allotted area. That would have been a disqualification. You saw Nate run right over to that log, peek underneath, and make sure he didn't make contact with that log.
He was worried about 7 o'clock right there on that log, the line there anyway. Look at that time, a 4.69, as clutch as it can be. Matt Slingerland had just delivered a clutch cut right before him, below 5 seconds. Man, oh man, you were in the rarefied air of hot saw in the world right there. That is as good as it gets. All right, well, let's take it to the stage.
Third place overall in the national
for third
championships
place.
is
First up.
Jason Letts. Second place, taking the silver medal from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Maddie Slingerland. And you know who the winner is? So nice, he's done it twice, 2 years in a row. From North Fork, California, Nate Hodges. Heading to Milan, Italy, the 24th of October. Nate Hodges will be on the relay team. He will be representing the United States, going for another world title. All right, big round of applause. Here comes that gold medal for Nate Hodges. All right, let's bring out all of our athletes, Milwaukee. And I've got a feeling there may be some beers flowing here. Hopefully us announcers get a couple, Dave. It was crazy yesterday after the women's finals.
Absolutely. The Steins will be full. I can't wait to get celebrating with Nate Hodges tonight and the rest of these guys. Give him another big round of applause.
Van Beek, Grant Foreman, Dakota Robards, Ben Nicely, Cassidy Shear.
There's the beers.
Mark Boquin, Koger, Storm, Lentz, Hodges, Beaudry, and Slingerland.
Absolutely, no matter where you are. Raise a glass to these great, great competitors. And how about back-to-back national championships for Nate Hodges of California. Wasn't a perfect start for him. Started with the underhand and 6th place, I believe it was. Not what he wanted, but brought it back with the soft saw at 2nd place. Standing block, down a bit there. Single buck started to really get things cooking there. The springboard, he wins the springboard. And 18 points, top points in the hot saw. That makes him the winner with 72 points. Matt Slingerland up there, once again a silver medalist in these national championships. And Jason Lentz, the bronze medal with 62. Just a terrific week. We started out with 24 who had done great work to get here. We got them down to 12. We narrowed the field to 12 out there today. Each one of them worthy to be there, worthy to have a go at the national championship. But it turned out to be the defending champ, Kevin, the one who proved with the last-second clutch cut that he was going to be the man for the 2nd year in a row.
Yeah, nothing like relying on the least predictable event out here. Yeah. Congratulations to Nate Hodges. Congratulations to Maddie Slingerland, Jason Lentz, and the entire field. What an epic weekend of competition here. We saw former national champions eliminated after a round of 3. We saw 7-time national champion Matt Koger not even on the podium up there. So much talent, such a deep talent pool here in this U.S. Steel Timber Sports.
We thank you for being with us during this incredible week here. We thank Milwaukee for being a tremendous host one more time. And one more time, let's raise a glass. 2 years in a row, back-to-back national championships for Nate Hodges.